Loki Trickster is first to the stream.
Everyone, where the freak is my camera? Where am I? What happened to me? What is happening? Where am I? What the freak is going on? Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. I will be here momentarily, apparently. What is going on? Camera? What are you doing? What's going on with you? Huh?
Trikia just summoned Eclipse Chat.
There we go. You have saved the day. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Hold up, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna unplug the camera. I'm going to plug it back in, and we're gonna see what happens. I don't know. We're gonna find out once Eclipse Chan is gone. We're gonna see if I return. Who knows? Who knows? I could show up, or maybe I'll just be gone for the whole stream. And if that's the case, then maybe I'll just
swap up the PNG tubers or something like that. Okay, all right.
Cameron Reap says, hee.
Interesting. What is happening here? Okay, yeah, you're set to the camera.
What is happening here? Oh, there we go. I'm back, everybody. Welcome back. Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. How's everyone doing? How y'all doing? The quality looks horrible, though. What is happening here? Configure video. Let's turn that to that. Maybe that's better? Maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, welcome. Glad to see y'all here. Holy smokes, that was a good time. Yeah, welcome. Hold up now. Okay, what do we got here? Loki, congratulations on getting first. That is absolutely fantastic. And Tanuki, I am so very sorry did you not get first, but I'm glad to see you here. Hopefully the rest of your stream went well. Also, okay, there was the raid message. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Holy smokes. I'm so sorry for the very, very rough beginning there. That was rough. That was rough stuff, and I apologize. I promise I'll do better. I promise I will try to do better. I guess there's no promises on actually doing better. Anyway, yeah, welcome. Glad to see you here. And Full Iron School, hello, welcome. Cameron says, boo! And a new man 2027 Twitch says, who put the non-Duracell games in Messi? Who knows? I didn't. A list without a moon. I'm so sorry. I've got a Ghost Moon. That's true. Maybe I could just be Ghost Moon tonight. Honestly, I probably should. I'm probably going to be scratching my nose so much tonight. My allergies are going to be going wild. I was helping my wife like 5 minutes. Okay, it was like half an hour before the stream started. And yeah, we were like snipping off like these, what the freak are those things called? Curvaceous horns? Something like that. I think that's what they're called. They're like little growth things on our cat. And yes, we were having to snip those off. So I was holding the cat while she was cutting those off. Got cat hair all over me, and I have a slight allergy to cats, so I very well may be rubbing my eyes and scratching my nose for most of the stream, so I apologize. If it gets bad, maybe we'll just turn off the camera, or I'll pretend like the camera's not working, and things will be good to go. Vercilias got me. It's true, Vercilias got me. It's kind of like the CIA, you know? They're always watching, and he's ready. Vercilias is ready to come and get you. Yellow Jester says, fly me to the moon. Indeed, and let me lay among the stars. That's how the words go, right? Batteries! Isn't that what I said? I mean, I knew what Duracell meant. But I'm glad you clarified. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. And then, of course, Tanuki, thank you so much for that raid. I do appreciate it. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. Tanuki is 10 times more entertaining and enjoying-ish to watch than I am, so I apologize that you are being let here. But I do appreciate the raid. And, yeah, I hope the rest of the stream went well. I had you on. I was lurking, trying to get stuff done for the stream, so I apologize. But I had to duck out there in the last little bit so I could, you know, start streaming myself. But I do appreciate it, Ray. So thank you. Moon, kind of you to join us. Well, you know, I figured it was the least I could do for my own stream. I might as well be here because why not? Frosty Collins with the absolutely fantastic emotes. Hello, welcome. Glad to see you here from the raid. I forgot the raid message. No. Okay, I'm so sorry that you forgot the raid message. But I do appreciate the raid nonetheless. I forgot the raid message. I guess that's the raid message, isn't it? Write that down, everybody. That is the raid message. I forgot the raid message. SpongeBob. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Snoopy says, rough just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. Yeah, basically. Sup, Raiders? Yes, hello, welcome. I'm glad to see y'all here. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. I do appreciate you dropping in here with the raid. Yeah, my name is Moonwood Games. We're working on a retro-style dungeon called Roguelike RPG where the combat is blackjack. So if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, stick around because we're going to do some game dev stuff eventually. One of these days, we kind of like hang out a little bit, chat for the first little bit, and then we jump in, and it's a good time. It's a good time. Let's see here. Dropping off all the devs that were in at Nikartsak. What? Who was in whose sack? And what were they doing there? Will Fair. Crimson Stripe. Hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. And Neck Art. Oh, that's who you were talking about. That I remember that. I remember that from the end of the stream. Just gonna streak and run Maxburg. Not at home. That's fair. That is fair, Cameron. Well, I appreciate you jumping in for your streak, and yes, thank you. Thank you for at least popping in for a little bit. Curvaceous. I think that's what they're called. Are they called curvaceous horns? Cur something.
Has just raided with a group of 46 viewers.
See, like you're too kind with that rating group. I appreciate that. Thank you. In the mountains. Oh my gosh, Cameron, you're in the mountains? It's pretty exciting stuff. Well, I hope that the mountains are kind to you, and I hope that everything goes well. Are they not called curvaceous horns? I might be thinking of something crazy. Cat curvaceous horns. If that's not what it's called, I'm gonna be really okay, it's not curvaceous horns. It's cutinous horns? Cutaneous horns. However the freak you pronounce that. Cutinous horns. Also known as horned paws. Are hard and horn-like growths that appear on a cat's paws, paw pads, and other body areas. They're made from an overproduction of keratin, the same protein that forms hair, nails, and other outer skin layers. See, there we go. She has so much keratin that it's just coming out of her in every which way, and it's crazy stuff. So anyway, I was helping get some of those off the cat, so I've got cat hair on me, and yeah, so I very well may be, again, rubbing my eyes, scratching my nose. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm sure that my wife has said it before, and for some reason I'm just thinking curvaceous horns. You know what? I'm just gonna keep calling them curvaceous horns. They are curvaceous horns. From this day forward, I'm going to go in and I'm going to change Google, and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see here. In the mountains. Kitty. I need to see if I can get her down here one of these days. She doesn't like coming down to the basement for some reason. I don't know why. So even if I leave the door open, she doesn't really come down here very often. So I think what I need to do, I need to set up like a corner for her where she can feel comfortable. And then once we get to that point, then I can have her like just down here. I'll set up a camera for her and everything. We'll have a kitty cam. It's going to be an absolute blast for time. You can wrap your cat in a towel instead of holding it with your bare hands. You know what? Actually, funny enough, I had her wrapped in a towel, and she still got all over me. She's a very hairy kitty. She's a Russian blue, and she has a very, very thick coat of hair, but she's also getting kind of old, and so basically anytime you pet her at all, like hair falls out, and yet still she has like super thick hair. I think it just grows really fast. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, so I did have her wrapped in a blanket, but the blanket then got covered in hair, and so then as she kind of started wiggling around towards the end, it kind of started getting everywhere, and yeah, it was a whole fun thing. The whole so fun of thing. What? Hashtag giveaway. That is true, everybody. Let's chat about the giveaway. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm not, oh, that is a DM right there. I'm gonna get out of that DM first and foremost, and then I'm gonna come over here to the channel. All right, so we are in, okay. All right, I need to catch up on a few things, it looks like. Okay, all right. So, first of all, we are going to come back to the art, but yes, really quickly, we're going to talk about the Game Key Giveaways channel. So, if you are a part of the Discord server, or I guess if you're not a part of the Discord server, we have a channel here called the Game Key Giveaways channel, and all you have to do is just come in here to the Game Key Giveaways channel. There is a new post right here, this one right here, and we are dominating here in this channel. All you have to do is just add a reaction to this post right here. It can be whatever you want, any kind of reaction at all, and then you will be entered to win a free Steam key. Now, it's not any Steam key. It is from a select list of Steam keys. It's about 650 keys or so, all generously donated by Loki. So yeah, so literally all you have to do is just add a reaction to this post. You don't have to do anything else. Your name will be added to a prize wheel. So I will come over here. That is not the right prize wheel.
Cart polymorphed Moon Man into a chicken.
Buck, I am a small, what the freak happened to me? Why am I such a small chicken? What happened to me? Get in here, chicken. Yeah, there we go. There's a big chicken right there. That's what we like to see. A nice big old chicken. Anyway, so then your name will get added to this wheel right here, and then on Sundays we will spin this wheel, and if your name gets landed on, then you will win a chance to pick from a list of Steam keys, and yeah, it's a good time. It is a good time. So anyway, yeah, so all you have to do is just add a reaction to that post, and then on the Sunday stream we will be jumping in and giving away a free Steam key. So make sure to do that. Make sure to do that if you have not already, because again, this is the last stream before the Sunday stream. You can add a reaction off stream as well. It's not like you have to do it on stream. But just keep in mind, it has to be before the stream on Sunday. I don't know exactly when Loki grabs the names, so the sooner the better. If you want a chance to win a free Steam key, the sooner the better. All that fun stuff. Yeah. So there we go. So not too bad at all. And again, Loki, thank you so much for putting all this on. It is absolutely fantastic. And I still have some Steam keys that I need to get to you to add to that list. Let's see what do we got here from Dan. The triangle render code is bulky specifically, so it's fast enough to do stuff like this. What do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, I recognize that guy. That's Zelda. Now I get all the angry chats in the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is fantastic right there. That is fantastic right there, Dan. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. Holy smokes. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, very nice. Very nicely done. Let's see, over on YouTube, let's see, Lolly says, hi, by the way, where are you from? In my country, it is 4:30. Oh my gosh. Is it 4:30 in the morning or at night? So as of right now, it is 8:30 p.m. for me. Well, it's 8:41 now, but yeah, so it is 8:41 in the evening right now. So I usually stream from about 8:30 at night till about midnight, a little after midnight, sometime around then. So it's basically the only time I'm able to, because I work full time. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and so kind of have a handful of things that I have to do outside of the streaming hours. So generally, I'm putting my kid to sleep around like 7 to 7:30 ish, depending on how she is for the evening, and then then I get down here and all that fun stuff. So. Yeah. So I would stream at like 7:30 p.m. It's just sometimes like if the put down does not go super well at night, then I don't want to like be late for the stream. So anyway, so that's why I do that, is because I'm like I want to make sure there's enough time for me to, after I put her to bed, get stuff ready for the stream, open up all of the chans, get the thumbnail and all that fun stuff. So anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm doing here. Let's see, the Van Housen channel says, hello, welcome, glad to see you here. And Tillo, hello, welcome, my friend. How you doing? How's life? Hopefully your week's going well for you. Gonna lease Tomb of Vercilias when it comes out and play it on my leased PS5. Yes! There we go. I need to see, actually, I know that no. I think we had talked about this like a year ago. Apparently, there is a RPG Maker player for, I think it was PlayStation. Or Xbox. I don't think it was both. I think it was one or the other, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was PlayStation. I think PlayStation has an RPG Maker player, like basically like an emulator, and then you can play RPG Maker games on the PlayStation. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get that working, so that you can actually play Tomb of Vercilias on the PlayStation. And I need to make sure that controller is supported and all that fun stuff. So there we go. Moonwood, are you American by any chance? Oh yeah, I forgot about AMPM thing. Yes, I'm American. I do live in America. I live in Utah, specifically in America. So not quite center of the country, but center west in the country. These from Utah, Soakerland. It's true. The good old soakers here. So great. But anyway, yeah. So I'm from America. I'm from Utah, specifically in America. So, yeah. Actually, what about you? I mean, obviously you're not in the United States, so wherever you are, I hope the world is treating you well. I hope so. Let's see here. What do we got here? Heads or tails? Yes, absolutely, Cameron. I might as well start the timer. Let's start the timer on the heads or tails right here. Magic prediction. Let's start the prediction. Heads or tails, coin flip. 10 minutes on the clock. Make sure to get your guesses in there. For if you think it's going to be heads or tails. So, and who knows? You could win big. You could win big, potentially. Let's see here. No, you not more entertaining. These devs are all your problem now. Yes! I love having problematic devs in the chat. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for being problematic. I appreciate that. I see the surprise was not ready for the stream. It was not, but we are making progress. So we could finish the redeem if we wanted to at the beginning of the stream. We absolutely could, because I was actually working on getting some stuff ready for it in the alerts, and so I was trying to get like a whole animation thing working. And I finally got it working about 5 minutes before I went live. So I didn't have time to actually make the actual redeem, but I have the alert set up and good to go. So I did that first this time because I feel like more often than not, when I'm setting up a new redeem, I will set up the redeem and then I'll forget about the alert, and then people redeem they do the redeem and then there's no alert, and then I'm like, ah, crap, I forgot about that. So I did do that first. So yeah. And then we're going to trifecta.
Just redeems trifecta.
We're going to be doing the trifecta here. I'm just going to get caught up on chat. Then we're going to do some art, and then we're going to do trifecta and the coin flip, and then we're going to see what the night's looking like at that point in time. Let's see here. Tanuki is here with a 7-stream streak. Tanuki, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for streaking here in the stream for 7 streams in a row. I do appreciate that. Remember, everybody, if you're going to streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you. Neckart says, derp. Oak T derp. I love that. I love it. Trick and Treat Game says, hi, hello, welcome, glad to see you here. I'm gonna go after Discord and heads or tails. All right, Cameron, I've got the timer going, so hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer. LMAO, it's better not to ask. He has just raided with a group of 46 viewers. Let's see, we got some more emotes. We got hello from Stinky Sandwich 12. Welcome, hello, glad to see you here. I'm glad to see your first time chatter. Hello. Hopefully you're having an absolutely fantastic week so far. Neckart says, hello. Devs in the sack. Okay, all right. I don't think I want to watch myself say that. Did you go eat? That is true. Wait, no, Tanuki, did you go eat? You need to go eat dinner. So I hope you got your dinner. This is so overstimulating. I'm sorry, Sticky Standards, I'm sorry. Flashbang light mode. Was it kind of crazy? Wait, what happened? Now I can't remember. Oh, it was the... sorry, it was the light mode. I apologize. I apologize for that. Maybe. Q-Train EOS. Q-Train EOS. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Kento means Camwen. Yeah, give her a cat chair. I really need to. Trick Tree Game says, hey, Moon, what are you using to keep track of what you need to do next? That is a great question, and the answer is I am using a free website called Trello. So Trello is a fantastic way to be able to track like basically anything you would want. I'm not going to say it's the best out there because it's definitely not the best. I'm not going to say it's the simplest to use. I'm not going to say it's anything like that, but it is really nice, really easy to use, and it's free. So there you go. And honestly, like the amount of restrictions they have are so minimal that like I have never actually run into the limitations of Trello at all, like ever. I have never had to be like, oh, you can't do anything more with the free version. Yeah, so basically super simple. So you have basically these sections right here, and you can create multiple views as well. So I've got a few different ones. So like this one is specific for Tomb of Vercilias, but I have other ones for other projects that I'm working on as well. And yeah, and then basically you have these sections here, these what do they call them? Lists. They have these lists here, and you can make up to 10 lists on the free version. And like I said, I have never run into that limit because basically I have new, prep for demo release, in progress, finished, weekly, which I haven't added that in a while, finished, old, which is basically just my entire backlog. And then I had a legend that I set up that I don't use anymore. And yeah, so this is me kind of like stretching the amount that I would need. Yeah, so there's more than enough, especially with 10. There's more than enough for you to be able to have a backlog, your in progress, any roadblocks, any like what you finished, things like that. So yeah, so it works super great for stuff like that. But then once you have these lists, you can then
add cards to the list. So if you come over here and you add a card, we can call this something like we can do add items, or let's do create item database, and then we'll say add card, and there we go. We now have create item database.
If you're coming here, this is when where you can actually edit everything about it. So you can change the title if you want, but you've got things like labels, you got due dates if you want, you've got checklist members and stuff like that. Like if I wanted to add a checklist, I could do something like along the lines of if I had the checklist, be like create healing items, and then I could create combat items, create, and you can add all these checklists, and then as you're going through and you're creating these things, you can add, and you can also add comments. So if you're like, I added a healing potion today, and you can save it, and there you go. Now you will remember, oh, you created a healing potion on that day at that time. You can be like, okay, I created a sword today, and you can keep track of everything that you've done on that day. And then once you're like, okay, I've created enough healing potions and stuff like that, then you can be like, oh, I've created healing items. There you go. Healing items is done. And if you were to close it, you can see everything, like as far as like how many comments are on that, how far you along in your checklist you are, all sorts of fun things. And then once you're done, you can hit the little checkbox right there, and yeah, and you're good to go. And that's just kind of how I do things. So that's what I would recommend if you want a free, easy to use online piece of software. And they've got a mobile app. I don't know if they have like an actual desktop application. I'm pretty sure it's just use it in your web browser kind of a thing, you know. I think they do allow for like an offline mode, so I have never used it, so I don't remember where it is, but I'm pretty sure they have like an offline mode where you can essentially save this and it like caches it, and then as you make changes, the next time you connect to the internet, it will then sync those changes to like the live version. So don't quote me on that because I don't remember if it is 100%, but anyway, yes, that's what you got. And if you're ever like, oh, that was absolute garbage, I don't want to do that, and you can just be like, archive, and then when it's archived, you can then come in here and you can delete it if you want to completely delete it. Yeah, so anyway, so that is how I manage all of my lists and all that fun stuff. So yeah, highly recommend. There's other ones out there too, like there's I think there's like one called Monday. That one kind of works the exact same way, you know, you've got all these cards, but I think Monday has a few more restrictions, which is why I don't like using it as much, just because I have hit the restrictions on Monday before. But yeah, here on Trello, it's like, you know, once you have a few of your cards, and then you can just add as many, like as you can see, like I've got 202 finished things in this spot right here. I've got 45 in here. I've got 69 nice total cards here in this section. So you can have a lot. I'm pretty sure, and I don't remember what the exact number is. I'm pretty sure there is a limit to how many cards you can have per section, or whatever it's called, per list. But I don't remember what it is, and I've never actually hit it, so I've never had to worry. And I guess worst case scenario, if I hit the limit, if it's like 300 or something like that, kind of an arbitrary number, but if it's like 300 or something like that, then I would, I don't know, create a new list, and you got finished, then you got finished plus or something. I don't know. Anyway, highly recommend. Trello is absolutely fantastic. That is what I would recommend. If you are an indie creator, if you are some kind of, if you're just like a team of one essentially, and there is also collaboration. So if you have like a small team, I would recommend Trello. You know, obviously you can pay for it, and it has more features and bells and whistles and all the fun stuff. But as far as just a free to use application that has both an app and a mobile version or a web version, it's honestly hard to beat using Trello. So anyway, yeah, there's the long answer to your question. So I apologize for the very long answer. Ice cream for breakfast. Ooh, that actually sounds really nice. I'm down. Trello, I'm pretty sure. True. Yes, I do use Trello. That's why I use too. I love Trello. You mean to tell me, look me in the eyes, that there is wood on the moon? Yes, but only when I'm there. Otherwise, it's just cheese. 99.999% cheese. When I'm there, then it's 99.1% cheese. The rest is wood. I can't tell you what the other 0.0001% is. That's a secret. That's between me and the moon and the wood and the cheese. Around 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern is when the post gets locked.
_ Benedict cheered 5 bits. There are golf balls on the moon. There's wood in those.
See? There you go. See? Technically, yes, there is wood on the moon. The moon is cheese. Keep time to steal the moon. No, please don't do it. It was the PS1, and it required a whole hard drive on the side. Don't grew too attached. We're going to steal the moon. It is going to happen. It's going to be beautiful. Axel Benedict with the 25 stream streak. Axel, thank you so much for streaking here in the stream for 25 streams in a row. I do appreciate that. Remember, everybody, if you're streaking anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you for that. A brand new 25 stream streak at 3 streams a week plus 3 for breaks makes this 10 weeks of streaking. That's over 3 months. That is wild. Absolutely insane. Plus, you know, all of the other like year plus you've also been watching. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Grew forever. Where is some Randev? That is true. I believe some Randev has probably fallen asleep. If I know some Randev, which I don't, I believe that they would be asleep by now. Sadly, past time in his home, probably fell asleep. Probably. LMAO past time. What sleep? I'm gonna go eat right now. Sorry, Tanuki, go eat some dinner. Go eat some dinner right now. I'm gonna pretend I got my food and didn't come back to my computer. Tanuki, save me a bite. Vikunja is a self-hosted version of this. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Ayo, TripAdvisor, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. Hopefully you had an absolutely fantastic week so far. Moral of the story, always stop and say hello to time. Exactly. Say hello to time, or time may stab you in the back, and nobody wants to be stabbed in the back by time. Not at all. Learned about graphite recently. It's a free node-based vector graphics editor. It's aiming to be the blender of 2D vector graphics. Currently runs in the browser, but they are working on a desktop version. That is super cool. Made a cool looking sigil with it based off of an old doodle of mine. That is super cool. It's an art if you want to take a look. Absolutely, yeah. Isn't there an Obsidian plugin that acts a lot like Trello? Probably. Don't know the name, but I've seen it around when people use Obsidian. I could see that. I could see that. My cook brother made some good ice cream. Maybe let me look. I'll be right over.
David underscore 197,610 polymorphed moon.
Yes, I'm a chicken. Bug, buggity, bug. I grab everything of this one. Yeah, that's the one. It was really good, but my gut disagreed. No, I'm so sorry. What happened to your hair? My hair? What was wrong with my hair? What happened? Wait. Well, now I'm like concerned. What happened to my hair? Why are you saying that? What happened to my hair? Poland and its America term, in American term times, it's literally 4:45 a.m. Oh my gosh. That is very early in the morning. Well, if you need sleep, go get some sleep because that is so early. Imagine not having 24-hour format. Oh yeah. I don't really use the 24-hour format. I apologize.
Cut summon redemption chan.
Oh, there we go. There's the fantastic redemption chan right there. Imagine not having 24-hour format. I've had a job where I had to use a 24-hour clock. You know what? I've only had one job where I was like required to use a 24-hour format. Other than that, the only other time that I've really ever used a 24-hour format is when playing 7 Days to Die. That's the only other time. I learned very quickly that 2,200 hours is 10 p.m. and that's time to get inside because that's when the zombies are coming. So I still kind of struggle when you're kind of getting into like the 1,700 hours, 1,800 hours. I'm like, what time is that actually? And I usually have to count from, I'm like, okay, 13 is 1, 14 is 2, 15 is 3, 16 is, and it just gets out of hand real fast. So, yeah, I know. So I use both. Trello is good for solo devs. True. I thought Inkscape was the 2D blender. Maybe, possibly. No, I'm not sleeping. It's negative 12. Negative 12 what? What's negative 12? It's 17, you minus 12, so it's 5. I mean, I guess okay, that's actually a really great way to think about that. I've never really thought to do it that way. Huh. Well, I should probably do that. It just looks different to me. I don't know. It should be the same. It should be the same. I mean, I know that it is kind of starting to get long, but I'm actually kind of okay with that.
Underscore Benedict Jed 5 bits. Drop the 1 and subtract 2. So 13 is 1 and
13 is 1 and 22 is 10. True. Yeah, I probably, that's actually a really great way to do that. I don't know. I've never really thought of like how to properly convert because I've never had to use it that often. So I don't know. At some point this week, I dreamt that BoJack Horseman and Walter White was the same person. I mean, they're both not great people. I'm just gonna say that. I'm a theoretically go get some food now. Theoretically, go get some food. Absolutely. Drop the 1, subtract the 2. Axel just shared 5 bits. I do appreciate those bits, so thank you for that. All right, everybody, let's do the heads or tails coin flip because the time is now over. I mean, I think it's been over now for like 10 minutes now, which that is my bad. That is my bad. It has been over for so long. So let's come in here. We're gonna go to the coin flip version 1.2. Let's open up coin flip. Let's come over here to game.exe and then wait for it. There we go. It is ready to go. So now we're gonna switch over here. The absolutely fantastic. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Heads or tails. Here we go, everybody. Everybody, if you are not familiar with it, okay, now my hair's doing weird things. Now that you've mentioned my hair, now my hair's gonna be doing crazy things.
197,610 says 7 times 9 equals 63 and 6 plus 3 equals 9.
7 times 9 equals 63 and 6 plus 3 equals... True. Anyway, welcome to Heads or Tails. Everybody, if you're not familiar, basically we flip the coin. It's heads or tails. Very simple that way. Which is not best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5. It is tug of war. Whoever reaches 3 wins is the winner. So here we go. Let's flip the coin. Let's see who's gonna win. If you voted for heads, be cross your fingers for heads. If you voted for tails, be sure to cross your heads for tails. Fingers for tails. Cross your heads for tails, everybody. All right, it looks like tails is really taking away right now so far. So not bad. Is tails gonna have the absolutely fantastic win that it loves and deserves? Let's see. Fingers crossed for the one you voted for, though. Oh, all right. Heads is not taking this down taking it lying down. That's the word. That's the word. All right, there we go. All right, heads could take it. Heads could take it. All right, never mind. Tails is taking it back. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming. Don't clip that. Heads is taking it back. Here we go. Let's see. His heads can take it. Okay, Tails is taking it back. Okay, we got a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of tug of war going on here, but that's all right. That's all right. That's how the game is meant to be played, everybody. That's how it's meant to be played. And there we go. There's Heads. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Congratulations, you voted for Heads. And if you voted for Tails, I'm so very sorry. But Heads, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I am, I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. And yeah, I guess that's about what you'd have here in the absolutely fantastic, glorious game of Heads or Tails. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The Heads or Tails is absolutely glorious here. So anyway, yeah, fantastic stuff. Congratulations, voter fans. If you voted for Tails, though, I do apologize, but don't worry. There's always next time. There's always next time. So let's come over here. We're going to complete prediction. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that it was a good 50-50 split. We literally had, so we've got 5K on Heads and we've got 5.1K on Tails. That is not bad. That is not bad. Although I will say that's kind of weird that it says it's 50-50. Wouldn't it be like 49-51? I guess 50-50 is probably the closest rounding to get. I'm sure it knows what it's doing. I'm sure it knows what it's doing. All right, Heads right there. Complete prediction. It looks like there's going to be 10,142 channel points going towards the Heads voters. So congratulations for Heads. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Complete prediction. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let's see here. I didn't get the prompt to vote. Guess I got here too late. No, TripAdvisor, I'm so sorry. I mean, I think it has been done. I think the voting period's been done for about 15 minutes. I've just been chatting everybody's ears off for the past like 15 minutes, so I apologize. I won in spirit. That's true. You did win in spirit. You did definitely win in spirit. What do we got here? We got Splode. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that neck art. Oh, it says no. I just missed it in front of my eyes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Scoiled. But don't worry. There's always next time. There's always at the Sunday stream where I'll be doing what? Doing it again. What is this, Axel? We're what? Oh no. Oh no. Is this? I'm very nervous. Also, why the freak do I have this at 2x? What is happening here? What was I watching that I needed to watch at 2x? All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Let's pause the music. Let's unmute this. What do we got here? What the? What the?
Welcome to the Moonwood Alliance, Charles.
Charles, thank you so much for resubscribing with your Prime. I do appreciate that. 6 months. That is absolutely wild. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here for 6 months. Subscribe for 6 months. I do appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you. That is too kind of you. Too kind. Very kind. And I do appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you. Also, I apologize if that alert sounded a little bit weird. It's because I had the desktop audio on so we could listen to this, and then that went off. That's my bad. That is my bad. What the?
We reached our new subs goal of 10. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for helping us get to the 10 goal. I do appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Taking it back. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming. Don't clip that. Heads is taking it. I didn't say that, did I? Back. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming. Don't clip that. Heads is taking it. I specifically said, don't clip that. How could you? How could you? I probably should have thought of a better way. I clipped it because I lost.
Shenanigans.
Silly shenanigans. Well, I appreciate that, Axel. Oh, let's see here. I more than doubled my mana in that gamble. Oh my gosh, Cameron, that is impressive. That is very impressive. And it looks like Scoiled is here with the 60 stream streak. Holy smokes. Scoiled, thank you so much for streaming here in the stream for 60 streams in a row. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around. And yeah, remember everybody, if you streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's that is a huge one. That is a huge milestone, 60 right there. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, everybody. I believe we've got the trifecta that we have, and then we're going to catch up the rest of the way on art, and then we're going to jump in. I was kind of thinking we were going to do more menu stuff, and then I was like, well, all we have really left is the options in the menu, and I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do with the options yet. So I don't think we're going to do options tonight. I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on items tonight, because I realize we have some items in the game, but we don't really have that many, and we don't really have a good database of the items. So we're gonna go over items. So if anybody has any ideas of items that we would like to have, mostly like consumables and things like that. So not necessarily armors and weapons and things like that. But yeah, more consumable things, are like one-off uses and things like that. So any type of like potions or stuff that you could use. And I want it to be, it could be basically anything. And we'll just kind of like figure out how we're gonna maybe get it in there. Because yeah, it could be anywhere from like healing potions. It could be something that damages monsters. So like it could be things you could either like throw. So it could even be weapons if we wanted to. It'd just be something like you could throw a thing at an enemy. Yeah. So if anybody has any ideas, make sure to be thinking about them, and then we'll kind of get those in there. But anyway, we're gonna do the trifecta. So let's come over here. Let's turn on trifecta right there. We're gonna create the jams, and we're gonna do the trifecta, and then we're gonna jump in. We're gonna do the rest of the Discord stuff. I know. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. And then we're gonna do actual game dev stuff. I promise it's gonna happen. It is going to happen. So here we go. Let's create the jams. Let's get the desk lowered, and yeah, it's gonna be an absolute blast of time. Of course, the music ended right as we're about to start doing this. All right, here we go. Before it. Okay, starting again. There we go. All right, everybody, count it with me. Here we go. 10 on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. And now it's time for the bicep curls. You know how this goes. Count it with me. 10 on the clock. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Woo. And now, once I catch my breath, it is time for the stretching, everybody. Here we go. Let's go to the left, and then to the right, and backwards. Oh man. Oh, that hurts. I don't think I can do the backwards while I'm standing. Oh my gosh, that hurts so bad. Oh man, okay. Whew. Well, thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Oh, getting buff, trying to stay in shape. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're as old as I am. Ooh, dark times. Ooh, okay, let's see here. Let's turn that back down. Here we go. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Okay, what were we gonna do next? Oh man, I am exhausted. We're literally just starting the stream, and I'm already like, ooh, okay. Oh, let's see here. What do we got, Shoten? One of my darker themed pictures. By the way, I am Art Rage. I used to use this page. This painting is made from 7.8. But I have since switched to Bitea. It's not better, but I don't have to keep paying the $80 per update. Yeah, that's a lot to be paying per update. What do we got here? Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. That is really sweet. Yeah, that is super cool. She looks awesome too. Yeah, holy smokes, very nicely done with this. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was like a separate monster, but no. I think that is another of her arm, and same thing with there. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. Am I missing something? No, she's got 4 arms. Oh my gosh, that is super cool. I like that. I like it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Also, please, nobody feel bad about this art. I have 2 art degrees and 40 years of experience under my belt. It's an unfair advantage. Keep doing your own thing. Art is art after all. It manifested, therefore it is important. True, 100%. Also, just going to point out one last thing. There are people famous for paint splotches. Seriously, all they did was splotch paint. Kind of makes my art degrees obsolete. It's kind of sad, but true. Yeah. What do we got here? War of the Omni Blight. What do we got here? What is this? What is this? Am I gonna get in trouble for pulling this up? Ooh. Oh my gosh. We got a whole thing right here. I'm gonna have to read this later. Yeah, very nice. I mean, I know this is a short story, but I will definitely be reading that later. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Cameron. I appreciate it. Writing. Yes, beautiful. Let's see. Gyalt. A sigil I made based off of an old doodle. Ooh. That is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. It's actually, kind of giving me some ideas for potentially another puzzle in the game. Potentially. Yeah, that is super sweet, though. Oh, what do we got, Cameron? What do we got? Oh, my goodness. She looks amazing. Again, like, it's the way you do like hair, feathers, like this whole texturing of like getting like, again, like, yeah, like the hairs, but like this is literally every aspect of her with that style, and it is so cool. I love it so much. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. Beautiful stuff. Also, Guild, I almost forgot. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, we got the squid from Cameron. I appreciate that. Now I do believe you did say to check out General as well. Let's see. I always thought your PFP was a duck. Wait, whose? David's? Nope, it's not. Oh, Axel's. Yes. My friend Sandra up like 7 years ago. Can someone give me the Discord bundle, please? I can't do it. Why not do the Discord quests and get points? True, you could do that. Can't. It's only $10.99. That's cool. Is that what you're talking about, Cameron? Are you wanting me to pull this up to see if somebody else is going to be would give this to you? That is a pretty cool bundle, though. That is a pretty cool bundle. Not gonna lie. I mean, to be fair though, if we could reverse your words, it's only $10.99. So, come on, you can afford it, right? Let's see here. Okay, all right. So I think we're good. Then Tillo is, that's cool. Yeah. The profile picture that Axel has is super cool. I like it. Okay, I think we're caught up on everything. I'm pretty sure. I hope. Fingers crossed. If not, let me know.
_Falls_ today says, UFNA hello everybody, I'm late since I was out with friends and almost forgot about this before I went to sleep, but hello lovelies, how are you all?
Hello Autumn, welcome, glad to see you here. Hopefully it was fun hanging out with your friends. Yeah, and also, yeah, welcome, glad to see you here. Yeah, but no worries at all, I know that, especially if you gotta go get some sleep, no worries at all. Travis, oh my goodness!
Welcome Travis Vroman and your 37 amazing audience members.
Travis, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome everyone. Glad to see you here. How'd your stream go? Hopefully things went well for you. Do you have anything you'd like to share? Anything you were working on? Would absolutely love to hear about what you had going on in the stream. And also, just as a quick housekeeping item, just for anybody who is a part of the raid, if you got a raid and run, and especially Travis, I know that after a long stream, you got things you got to do. You got food to eat, bathrooms to visit, sleep to get. So if you got to go do any of those things, no worries at all. But I do appreciate that raid, so thank you. And for anybody else that is here, welcome, especially if you're new here. My name is Moonwood Games. We are working on a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG called Tomb of Vercilias. Yeah, it's a retro style game, and yeah. So we've been working on it for about 1.5 years now, and oh, the combat is Blackjack. Sorry, I'm all out of sorts right now. I apologize for that, but anyway, yeah. So I do welcome you all here. But and also, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. We've got a slash shout out to @Travis Vroman. Yeah, thank you again so much for the raid. I do appreciate that. And yeah, if anybody here is not following Travis already, make sure to go over and give Travis a follow. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. Travis says, howdy, was working on serializing a navigation grid to disk design file format for the action RPG custom engine. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like it. Yeah, very nice. Well, I do appreciate the raid, so thank you. Yeah, and we are just about to jump into game dev ourselves, so you've caught us at the perfect time. So, yeah, so let's jump in here. But also, I completely lost my train of thought. Autumn, I'm very glad that you're here. Hopefully you had an absolute blast of a time with your friends. And yeah, so even if it's just going to be a short amount of time, then I appreciate you being here. So, but yeah, so on the last stream, so basically this past week we've been working on getting the menu working. So the menu should be good to go. There's one small thing that anybody who has been here for a little bit, you may notice something. And it was suggested on the last stream, and it was something I was planning on doing, but I was like, you know what, if people are suggesting it, I might as well do it anyway. The windows, the lights in the windows are flickering now. It's not a very good flicker, but it is flickering nonetheless. So if we need to add some more animation frames or whatever, I just did like a quick 3 frames and did like a very, very janky animation. But this at least gives us like a general idea of what a flickering light in the window would look like. So yeah, so we got all that going there. So anyway, yeah, so we're working on getting the menu up and going. So for the most most part, it is good to go. So quick game works. That was very easy to do. Options, we do not have options yet. I'm not exactly sure what I want to have here in the options, so we haven't done the options yet. But then we got play game, where you can select your save files, or if you have already started a game, then you'll be able to start your game from here. If you are creating a new game, you've got your character models you're able to swap between, which I can't remember. I think that this guy's new. So I added another player model, so I was able to get this guy done between the last stream and this one. So we now have like an elf ranger-esque kind of character. So yes, we're up to 7 now. Okay, that was unintentional. That was 100% unintentional. Anyway, so we got 7 characters now, and then yeah, the character names are still working, so we can be like Mooney. There we go. Mooney would be the name of this character right here, and then you can start game. Then it fades out and it comes over here, and you can start your game. So good times there. Let's see here. Travis says, liking the title screen a lot. By the way, Travis, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's there's a lot of work that went into it, and I think it paid off. I think it paid off relatively well. There's still like a few things here and there that I want to tweak. I maybe want to do some like animation with the cloud in the sky. That was also another thing that got talked about on the last stream. So I do kind of want to do that as well. But I figured animating the torches, that one was a super easy one. It's just a couple pixels shifted around. So yeah, so that one wasn't too bad. But anyway, yeah. So that's what we got here going on right now. And yeah, so it's coming here, and yeah, then you pick your item, and then you're here in the tomb. So anyway, so for anybody who is new here, this is what the game looks like. So we are working on getting a vertical slice for the game done. So we're just gonna have a free to play demo.
Underscore today says, I saw viewership drop by 5 people right after you said 6-7 BTW.
I know, but it was unintentional. I didn't mean to say. I didn't mean to say it. All right, I didn't mean to say it. But it's kind of funny that people dropped off right as I said that. Let's see here. Autumn is currently on a 15 stream streak. Oh my gosh, Autumn, thank you so much for being here for 15 streams in a row, and plus all the other streams that you've watched in the past as well. I do appreciate that, Autumn. Thank you so much. Yeah, very, very much so. Thank you. And remember, everybody. What?
Footlongisicle gifted 10 subscriptions to the Moonwood
Oh my
Alliance.
goodness. Holy smokes. Footlong Icicle. That is too kind of you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. And we'll...
All aboard. The hype train is heading for the moon.
We've got ourselves a hype train. We've got ourselves a hype train heading to the moon. Thank you so much for that, Footlong Icicle. I do appreciate that. The 10 gifted subs, that is absolutely huge. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness.
Axel underscore Benedict just shared a whopping 100 bits. Hype train, hype train, hype train, hype train, hype train.
I like how it starts off slow and then it just slowly gets faster and faster.
Hype train.
I appreciate the 100 bits. Thank you so much, Axel. I do appreciate that. So thank you. Oh my goodness, look at that. We are already at a level 3 hype train. That is huge. So thank you so much, Footlong Icicle, for getting that started. And Axel, thank you so much for the bits. I do appreciate that. And congratulations to everybody who got the gifted subs from Footlong Icicle. So we got Frosty Collins, we got the Grand Shark, we've got Crab Witch, we've got Mocha Sheeta, we've got Yo, it's LJ, we got Tanuki, we got Maple Maggie, we got Skiffersy, we've got the Whitechapel, and of course we've got Travis Rumman. So congratulations, everybody, and thank you again so much for those 10 gifted subs. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Footlong Icicle, thank you for the gifted sub. Yeah, you are too kind, Footlong Icicle. Yo, that's so nice. Very nice. And then Axel, yeah, thank you so much for those 100 bits. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Over on YouTube, holy 50 people. I know it's crazy. I don't know what's going over on YouTube, but I appreciate you all for being here. Hi, everyone. Like the stream, please. True, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure, if you're over on Twitch, make sure to follow. And if you're over on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, it means a lot. It definitely means a lot.
Footlongisicle just gigantified an emote with 30 bits.
Thank you so much for that gigantified emote. I do appreciate that. I like how you can add an emote to... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, that is the emote you... I was like, I like how you can add an emote to the gigantified emote, but it's you gigantified that emote. Wait, what do we got here? Moral of the story, always stop and say hello to time. Yes, 100%. LMAO, what also hi? Whoa, Mr. Raid while eating. That is true. Yeah, we had Travis Roman come through with a raid, which I do appreciate. Again, thank you so much, Travis. Which I believe Travis said they needed to run. I think so. Anyway, I got a raid and run, but have a great stream. That's true. Yeah, and I do appreciate it. Again, thank you so much, Travis. I do appreciate it. Looky here, I kept my promise. Coming back this summer, and I do appreciate it. So thank you for coming back this summer. I do very much so appreciate that. Okay, let's see here. All right, I think we're good. I think we're all caught up. I think things are good to go. So anyway, yes, this is what the game looks like. Yeah, it's again, like I said, it's just a retro-style dungeon crawling roguelike RPG called Tomb of Vercilias. And yeah, so you are hype tray. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Autumn. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious. Every now and then I forget that you have access to the thingamablopper, the overlay, and then I'm always like, wait a minute, why did that happen? Then I'm like, oh wait, that's why. That would be why. So thank you for the hype train. I do appreciate everybody. And yeah, if you want to be a part of the hype train, if you either, I think it's if you subscribe, if you're not subscribed, if you gift a sub, or if you gift at least 100 bits, then you get to be a part of the hype train. And then at the end of the hype train, you will get a free emote. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. Not gonna lie. Love the way you did the dice. I appreciate that, Tanuki. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it took a little bit of time. Funny enough, actually, the design of the dice here, it is a redesign from, oh my gosh, who was it that redesigned it? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I forgot who. I don't remember who it was. Somebody else, and I'm blanking on who did it, but someone else redesigned this. I used to have other dice and they did not look very good, but yeah, so these are redesigned and they look so much better, and yes, that's what I'm kind of going with, and yeah, I'm glad how they turned out. There's also there's another. I animated a rolling dice, and that was kind of fun. So if you try to leave combat, you have to do a dex saving throw, and then at that point there's an animated dice right there. So that was a good time to try and animate. It didn't turn out the best, but I was also I'm proud of it. I know that it could be better, but I'm still proud of it. I'm still proud of how the whole rolling animation turned out. Because originally we just had it to oh crap. You know what? I'm just gonna let the spikes get me. Anyway, yeah, we used to have it to where like the dice just kind of like bounced around and it didn't have like a actual like rolling animation. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna animate a rolling animation. So I did, and that's what we got. That's what we got right there. So anyway, yeah, good times. Good times. Let's see here. What do we got? W for Icicle. It is true. W for Icicle. I do appreciate it. That's so cool. Wait, who won heads or tails? It was heads. Heads won heads or tails. And yeah. So hopefully you voted for heads. If not, I apologize. What do we got here? Oh my goodness, hype chest. What do we get? Axel, you're never gonna believe it. I got the same thing. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, yeah, so, yes, this is what the game is, for anybody who is new here, and if you just wanted to kind of know, yeah, so it says, like, I feel like I keep getting off the rails and then having to come back. So yeah, it is a retro-style dungeon crawling roguelike RPG where the combat is blackjack. So yeah, so you're basically the way that you fight the monsters is with blackjack. So I've got a 15, I'm gonna hit on a 15, there we go. And so if you're familiar with blackjack, it's very basic rules of blackjack. Like I have a few systems in here to help it be more than just a get as close to 21 as possible, if not then you lose kind of a thing. So like we do have splits and stuff like that, but we don't have like double splits. We don't have, what's that thing called? I don't remember. I know there's a lot of advanced systems that I didn't even really knew existed in Blackjack when I first started making this game. So I've had to add a few things on top of the very basic system of Blackjack. Because originally, when I was first making this demo beginning in 2024, it was literally just get as close to 21 as possible without going over 21. And that was it. You couldn't split, you couldn't double down, you couldn't split or anything like that. So so we have all that in here now, and it works pretty well. So anyway, so for anybody who is unfamiliar with Blackjack, it is a pretty basic game, and I'm trying to make it not be too complicated, so I'm trying to avoid any of the more complicated rules and things like that. So yeah, so basically the very basics of it is you are trying to draw as close to 21 as possible without going over 21, and so long as your hand is a higher value than the enemy's hand, you get to do damage, and vice versa, kind of a thing. Or if you go over 21, then you take damage from the monster. So yeah, the way you do damage, it is based off of the essentially suits of the cards. So instead of having the classic, you know, hearts, diamonds, clubs, all that fun stuff, it is based on different elements. You got Pyro, Geo, Hydro, and Necro. And then when you draw those cards, it is then going to activate that spell based on which one you're drawing. So right now, this would do 1 Necro damage, and then it would do 1 Pyro damage, because my current damages are all just 1, 1, 1, 1. But that is only if I were to, basically, if he draws anything above a 13, he wins. So on this one, I would probably want to, either hit or double down. So if you double down, basically what it is you draw one more card, and then that is it. You cannot draw any more than that, so you're just gonna have to hope that it's a good card. So we're gonna double down and see what happens. I hope that it's not like a 2. Or it could be a 3. Thank you so much, game, for giving me 3. You're the best in the world. I couldn't have done this without you. Anyway, you may be wondering why the monster died when I didn't actually do damage. That is because I've got this this perk card right here. So there's a whole perk card system to the game that will hopefully kind of like mix up the runs a little bit and make things, hopefully keeping things fresh every time you go through, because it is a roguelike, so you're not necessarily meant to be able to just go through in one go and just win the game, right? It's meant to, as you're progressing, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And so as you play through again and again and again, there's going to be these different perk cards in the start of every single floor that you will pick one, and it will kind of, again, like shift things around. So like this one specifically, it will add 2% spike damage to myself. So any monster that attacks me will then take 2 spike damage in return. But it also reduces my dexterity saving throw by 10%. So if I come over here and I were to, okay, let's just finish this puzzle right here. There we go. So if I were to come over here and get into combat, and then if I were to try and run, since it's going to reduce my dexterity saving throw by 10%, if I try to run, you'll notice it flips the dice. It will then go 2 down to a 1 because it reduces it by 10%. So yeah. And so each of the monsters have like a difficulty rating, so like they're across the board right now, they're all just 10s, and so yeah, but eventually I will make it so some of them will be higher, some of them will be lower, but there is a whole skill tree system as well, because like I said, it is a roguelike, and so you're meant to be, when you die, you lose a majority of your progression, but not all of your progression, which I guess, would that be a roguelite? I can never remember what the difference is between roguelite and roguelike. I think roguelike is basically hard mode. If you die, you're dead. You lose everything. You lose all progress. You lose all items. Your character is gone. You have to start again. Roguelite, though, is you take some of those aspects and then you... How was I explaining this? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you take some of those aspects, then you like kind of make it slightly easier. So basically, with this roguelite mechanic, if you were to say die in the tomb, you will be brought back to life in the town, but you will lose all of your items that you have brought in. You'll lose all of your dice that you have, but you will not lose your experience, and you will not lose your skill tree. So that's kind of how you're going to be able to make progress in the game and slightly make things a little bit easier here and there. And it's anything from like, you can increase your maximum health. You can get it to the point where it'll restore a small amount of HP after you leave the floor, or after you fight and kill like the floor boss. Or with this one, this is after you have slain a monster, you'll get 2 or 1% health back. And then to other things, like this one will reveal the top card if it's an ace. This will reveal the top card if it's a king, queen, or a jack. This one makes it spawn more chests. So it's just ways to make things slightly easier so you can make more progress the next time you go through. Then on top of that, again, like with the perk card system, depending on how which ones you choose, it will make it hopefully slightly either easier or harder depending on which ones you do have to choose. And it is completely random every single time. So if I were to come over here, so we're going to do play game.
Underscore today says, on anyways, I must be off tonight as I have appointments in the morning tomorrow and it's late in New England, Europe. So anyways, bye everyone, love to all, old and new, mwah mwah, kisses, take care of yourselves, don't be afraid to ask moon/mods questions here or on the Discord server. Exactly. Autumn, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And yeah, go get some sleep, because it is late over in New England, Europe. That is very true. But yeah, I do appreciate you being here. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And hopefully we'll see you on the Sunday stream. So good luck. Good luck with the rest of your week and with your weekend. Hopefully things go well for you. I am sorry, I've got some like dead skin on my finger, and it's bothering me. So you'll probably notice I keep like picking at my finger. Anyway, there's a random fact. So anyway, so if you were to come in here, well, let's just name ourselves. We're gonna name ourselves Tillo. There we go. So we're gonna be Tillo, and we're going to start the game right there. And then of course, so in here, this is the perk card screen right here. And again, like it picks a random one every single time. And yeah, so some of them will be more useful than others. Others will just kind of make things a little bit more difficult. But depending on what perks you are selecting, you may want to avoid some or others because they may negatively affect things you've been building up over time. So yeah, so like this one, you gain 5% more experience, but your geo damage is reduced by 5%. With this one right here, every single time you get a blackjack in the game, if you'll flip a coin, and if you get a heads, then your blackjack
does 2x damage, which a blackjack already does 2x damage. This is going to double whatever multiplier you have on your blackjack. So there's actually 2 cards in here right now where if you have them, your blackjacks can be absolutely insane, which is basically this one adds a 2x multiplier to your entire multiplication of your blackjack. So blackjack is already doing a default 2x multiplier, and then there is another perk card in here that moves it from a 2x to a 3x. And so if you have that card mixed with the Coin of Axiomyth, you can be doing 6 times damage if you get a heads on your blackjack. So kind of crazy stuff. And that's kind of like the hopeful good thing about the perk card system, where it's like, as long as you're paying attention to what you're getting and you kind of mix them correctly, and so long as luck is on your side, so you can actually get the ones you need, hopefully it can make things just kind of go a little bit crazy over time. And then this one is a flawless amethyst, which basically so the necro gemstone damage plus 25%, and then the pyro gemstone damage minus 10%. So that kind of bleeds into another system in the game. So you may notice. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. That didn't happen. None of that happened. We're going to be Tillo again, and this time we're not going to look. We're just going to randomly shuffle through. All right, there we go. I think that's the exact same character. Yeah. So basically, the amethysts, or I guess the gemstones. So basically, the way the gemstones work is so it's a whole other system in the game where basically they are used in they're twofold, right? So as you're going through the tomb, you will come across. Oh, well, there we go. There's a thing right there. We're just gonna use a key to open that thing up. There we go. Cool, a healing potion. Anyway, so there are these dice right here, which are basically gemstones, essentially. And I know they're shaped to be D20s. There's a whole backstory to it, but we're calling them gemstones now. So they're, I guess, dice gemstones, I guess you could say. Anyway, so these gemstones right here, they are twofold. So as you're going through the tomb, you will find them as you're going along. And let's see if we can find one. There we go. So you'll find them periodically throughout the tomb. You can also find them when you fight and kill monsters and all sorts of other things. So basically, the way that they work is you will be collecting these to be able to upgrade your spells, and you can merge them together to create stronger gemstones. So if you put a pyro gemstone, a level 2 pyro gemstone, onto a level 2 pyro gemstone, it'll then become a level 3. Yeah, so a 1 and 1 make a 2, a 2 and a 2 make a 3, so on and so forth, right? And yeah, so then once you go from floor to floor, in between the floors, you will be able to open up a spell book where you can then upgrade your spells here. And so you will put these gemstones into the spell book to upgrade your spells, and then that is going to be permanent. So the only way that this is not going to be permanent is if you die in the tomb without getting to the spell book to be able to put these in. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so you'll just upgrade your spells. So that's how you upgrade your attacks in the game. Obviously, there are the perk cards that will also do, like, multipliers and things like that to your attacks. But yeah, so that's basically how you will upgrade your attacks. I did say they're twofold though. So basically what else you can also do with them is you can use them in combat as like one-off spells you can cast. So obviously the best thing to do is to keep them and be able to use them to be able to upgrade your spells. But if you're in a pinch and you're like, I just need to be able to, I just need to defeat this blob. I've got 1 health left. I don't want to risk losing myself. Then you can just be like, all right, I'm just gonna do a 3 pyro damage to this guy. You can be like, well, bam, and there we go. It does 3 pyro damage. So happy days there. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a split like I was talking about. So the split is the also other, I guess, extra mechanic in the game that I feel like most people who are very basic understanders of blackjack wouldn't really know about. Yeah, so basically the way the split works is if you draw 2 of the same value cards. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the same doesn't have to be the same suit or element in this case. It can be any, but so long as it is the same value of card, then what you can do is you can split your hand, which essentially gives you 2 hands to be fighting with. So then you can start taking hits, and you can take hits on either hand. But so normally this would be an absolutely fantastic hand in regular blackjack, because I've got a 20 and a 21. Now blackjack means, like, the only way to get a blackjack is you have to get a 21 on the first draw. So on the first 2 cards, if it is 21, that is considered a blackjack. So even though I have 21 on this hand right here, it's not technically a blackjack because it's 3 cards here. So it's not a blackjack, but I do have 21, which means I'm basically going to win this hand. But so normally in normal blackjack, you would want to go on this hand. You would want to play this hand, and you wouldn't want to do anything in this hand. You got a 20 and a 21, which is absolutely fantastic. But in this game, I wanted to make it a little bit more rewarding for being risky. And so because I know that I have a 21, what I can do is I can take a hit on this upper hand, which will then put it up to a 22, right? So it's now, would technically in a normal game, it would be a bust. But in Tomb of Vercilias, basically the way this is going to work is so long as I have at least one hand that is not either busted or has not lost to the monster's hand, then both hands can play. So if I were to stand on this, I've got a 22 and a 21. So as long as he doesn't get a 21, he got a 19. There we go. I can then attack with both hands, and there we go. Not too bad at all. And yeah, so that's the very basics of the combat in the game. So anyway, yeah, so the kind of general ideas, you're just kind of walking around. Each floor has one of these void stones. So the first thing you have to do is you have to explore, and keep in mind the map will not be fully explored when you first start the game. You will have to explore and discover the new layout of each floor. But basically, the way the flow works is you will find the void stone, you collect the void stone, and then once you have the void stone, you will then need to go and find. I'm just going to run for this guy, so I'm just going to upgrade. So in the skill tree here, there's this one called Roll with Punches. I'm going to upgrade that.
The mansion is second
oh my goodness,
to the
what?
stream.
Third match. Congratulations on getting second to the stream. That's absolutely fantastic. I do believe that third is still available, so I guess somebody else. There we go, Animator.
The RTA_animator is third to the stream.
Congratulations on getting third to the stream. That is hilarious. I think it's because Loki got first so early that I don't think anybody else really even heard it. So I don't think it was on anybody's minds to then get second and third. That is hilarious. That is really funny. Anyway, congratulations you two on getting second and third. Now that we are an hour into the stream. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, so here in the skill tree, there's a skill right here, which is Roll with the Punches, which increases my dexterity saving throw. So now my dex save throw has a plus 10. So if I'm ever in combat, so now I've got a plus 10 to my dex saving throw. So even if I roll a nat 1, I will then be able to get a plus 10 to my dex saving throw. There we go. I got a 20. The dirty 20. I got a 20. Okay, let's see here. Let's disarm this trap. Let's come down here. I do not want to fight you. Oh, I got a blackjack. Okay, actually, I might just finish fighting this guy. Let's double down on a 15. Ooh. Okay, all right. Here's another mechanic. This is just to let everybody who is new here how the game is playing and all that fun stuff. So if you're not new here, I apologize for going over this again. If you've seen this before already, I do apologize. But anyway, yeah. So basically, the way that the ties are handled in the game. So normally in blackjack, if you were to get a tie with the dealer, then it's basically just a lost round. You get your money back, you get your cards back, just everything is just done. It just kind of like forfeits the round essentially. But I was like, that seems kind of boring in a game like this, so I didn't want to just have it forfeit the round. So basically, if you get a tie with the monster, you will then go into an even or odds kind of a thing. So basically, you will guess, do you think that the dice is going to land evens or odds? And then if you win, then you get to attack, and if you lose, then the monster attacks. So I'm going to guess evens? Dang it! Now, I know that it was on a 19, and then it landed on a 19. That was just happenstance. There's no way to like predict what it is going to land on. Although I may add a perk or a skill that does do that. Maybe. Let's see. Lola says, no way you show gameplay when I was away. I'm so sorry. But don't worry, I'm still showing more. Dead skin and finger, eat it. I mean, I have been biting at it every now and then, but then I spit it out. I want to eat my dead skin. Tillo says, hey, I'm in the game. That is true. You are in the game now, Tillo. Look at that. It's official. Tillo is now in the game. Let's see here. You'll see me Sunday, and hopefully I'll be done. I've done a little bit of coding by then. I hope so. Let's see. The Nerd Magic says, very nicely done. And Dazu says, how's it going? Dazu, it is going absolutely fantastic. How you doing? How's life? How's your week treating you so far? Hopefully things are going well for you. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Let's just finish this guy off. He's very close. He's got 2 health left. 16. Let's sound on a 16. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. Take that, you freaking Pyro Sentinel. Also, in case anybody is wondering, yes, there are different elemental creatures in the game. No, I have not added anything too crazy in terms of like showing their elementalness. Yes, I will eventually, but as of right now, I just have not. So they just kind of they tint a different color if they're like a Pyro Sentinel or a Hydro or whatever it may be. But also, yes, they do have different strengths and weaknesses. So if you come across a normal monster, like this gargoyle is just a normal monster right here, I will do 2 damage regardless of whichever one of these I use. But if you come across a monster that has an element to them, you will there will be strengths and weaknesses with the attacks. So you're going to want to make sure that you're not just upgrading a single element, because you may upgrade your pyro a ton, and then you may come across a which one is Necro. Necro is strong against pyro. So if you try and do pyro damage against a Necro monster, you'll be doing less damage to the Necro monster. I think it's only like 20% less, so it's not like it's not like you can't do anything. It just does a bit less damage to the monster if you are using a spell that is weak against that monster. Or I guess if it's a spell that the monster is strong against. So, all right, let's see here. Let's just go through here, and I'm just gonna see if I can find. So yeah, anyway, so I was explaining basically the flow of the game. Yes. So basically, so you're going through your fighting monsters, collecting these D20s, and then eventually finding the Void Stone. So the Void Stone you're gonna have to use to be able to activate the portal that takes you to the next floor. Let's come over here. Let's see if we can find where the next floor is going to be, which I think it might be right up here. It's either up here or it's nope, it's to the left. Pretty sure it's to the left. It is very difficult to remember where I have been because I have the whole map square. There we go. So this is the door to the mini boss. So essentially on every single floor, again, like I said, there is a Void Stone you have to find. Then there's also a mini boss called a Void Guardian. So there is a larger boss you then have to fight and kill to be able to get to the exit of the floor. So to be able to get to him, you will have to pick the lock, which I have set up it's not a match 3 game, but it's like a popper mini game essentially, which for anybody who is not aware, I am using RPG Maker to make this game, and creating a popper mini game like this in RPG Maker is not exactly easy, but I'm very happy that I actually got it to work. So I just have it set to 1111. It's very easy for testing purposes. So you do have to click on something that has at least 2 next to it, and yeah, so that's a very easy way to get through that. And there we go. So the door is now open. Then we come in here, and then you will have a mini boss fight. As you can see, he just has 1 health because I was testing things, and so he's very easy to fight and kill. So we're just gonna stand on a 20. He's got an 18, 19, 16, 26. Now you may be wondering, why was he still drawing cards if he should have stopped after having 17? That is because with my rules, I want to make it so that if the monster has a soft hand, which basically a soft hand is if you have an ace. So basically, sorry, I'm explaining this in a way assuming the person I'm explaining this to does not know how to play blackjack. If you know how to play blackjack, then I apologize. But for anybody who does not know how to play blackjack, so basically the way that it works is 2 through 10 on the playing cards. Those are worth the value that they show on their face. So a 7 is worth a 7, an 8 is worth an 8, that kind of a thing. But a jack, queen, and a king are all worth 10. And then an ace is kind of like a wild card. So an ace can either be worth an 11 or it can be worth a 1. And it will swap depending on what it needs to be to make sure that you do not bust. So say, for example, if you were to draw a 9 and an ace, your hand would be worth 20 because it's 9 plus an 11, you're equal to 20. But then if you were like, you know what, I'm going to draw another card, and then say, for example, if you drew a 5, that ace would then drop from being worth an 11 to being worth a 1. So you now have a 9 and an ace, so you'd be at a 10, and then you have a 5, so you'd have a 15. So that first hand would be considered a soft hand because you had a soft 20. And then when you drew another card, it made it a solid 15. Now, most people, you'd probably be like, why would you have drawn a card if you were on a, like, if you had a 20, why would you draw another card? Doesn't really make any sense. But in this game, it would make sense because the more cards you draw, the more damage you're going to do. So if you have a chance to draw more cards to potentially do more damage, you might as well, because that means you're going to do more damage, and that's always a good time, right? Right. So it says, I'm going to record my voice line for a joke. You absolutely should. You absolutely should, Scoiled. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on there. So the monster was getting a whole bunch of aces, and so they were getting a whole bunch of soft hand after soft hand after soft hand, and they were able to draw more and more and more and more. So basically the way that I've set it up is, so if the monster, oh yeah, that's right. So normally, if a monster draws 17 or above, they have to stop. It doesn't matter what you have. If you as a player have a 20 and the monster draws a 17, they have to stop at a 17. That is just, it's the rules of blackjack, right? If the dealer ever draws 17 or above, they have to stop. But the way that I have done it, and some places will do this with the dealers, some places don't, so it's not necessarily like a universal rule for blackjack, but there are some places that allow the dealer, if they have a soft 17 or a soft 18, they can then draw again, because then their card, they could draw again to then get their hand to be worth less if they then go above that 21, right? Because then it becomes a soft hand and all that fun stuff. So anyway, so that's why they drew a whole bunch of extra cards, and that's what's going on there. So anyway, so then once you find this portal right here, you can then, if you want to try to... What does the Tune to the Lift do again? Tune to the Lift. You feel an odd pull behind you. Oh, that's right. That's right. So basically, the way that this works is if you find this place first before you find the pedestal with the Void Stone, you can attune to the portal, to the Void portal, and then it will reveal on the map where the Void Stone is, so you can start making your way to the Void Stone. I'm kind of thinking I might... Now I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here. So we used to make it so that you would have to do some kind of like a sacrifice, like a blood sacrifice or something. I'm kind of wondering if we need to make some kind of... Make it so if the player is going to attune, that they have to give something. Because again, it essentially does like reveal where to go for the Void Stone. And I kind of want to make it so if you do that, you either have to sacrifice health or experience points or an item, maybe a dice. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so yeah, so you can attune to it, and then it will reveal on the map. Since we already found it, it's not going to get revealed. Yeah, so it will reveal where on the map the Void Stone is. So anyway, so then once you have the Void Stone, you can then come in here and you can interact with the stone dials, which will then pull up this guy right here. So yeah, so we're going to align these glyphs, which I think would be there, and there, and there. They're going to throw in the Void Stone right there. It'll all line up, and then it'll turn on the portal. Wha-bom! And then it activates and all that fun stuff. And then if you'd like, you can go through the portal, go to the next floor, or you can head back out here and you can explore the rest of the floor, you know, get the rest of the monsters, get all the items, all that fun stuff. And then when you're ready, then you can just head back over here to the portal, which is marked in purple. And yeah, you go through here and you go through the portal, and then it goes all like, woo, and then you're in the portal, and then it fades out, and then you're onto the floor number 2, which I think right here we ran into a bug. So I'm going to see if this bug is still going on here. So if we grab Fairly's Fantastic Scroll, what's going to happen? Oh wait, that's right. It was after the book here. So anyway, speaking of the book, you can see here, look at that. We've got our spell book, which I'm pretty sure it just reset all of our dice, because all of our dice were upgraded. So somewhere in there, it's that's not good. That's not good. Let's see. Servbot Spy says, "Is that a poisonous meatball sub sandwich?" Funny you should ask. Yes, it is. Which I'm going to show that in just a little bit here. So anyways, yeah, so like I was saying, so we were talking about the spell book a little bit ago. So spell book, this is where you're going to be able to upgrade your spells. So you would basically take the highest pyro spell thing that you have and throw it in here to the book. And there you go. Now I will be doing 4 necro damage, or 4 pyro damage, which if I look down here, I'm now doing 5, because here, this is increasing my elemental damage by 5%. So it's increasing all of my spell damage by that 5%. So I'm now going from a 4 to a 5%, because 4 plus 5% is plus 1 damage. So good times there. Anyway, yeah, then you can do it across all the pages. So we'll just throw that guy in there. Let's merge these together. Let's throw that guy in there. So it's a 3. This one, we'll just upgrade that to a 2. And then this guy right here, we're going to merge those together, throw that in there, and then merge those together. And yeah, that is fully upgraded. And then just as another thing, the spell book is something that like I haven't done a ton with recently, but it is set up to do this specific thing. So anyway, sorry. The spellbook is set up to be able to have you, and I might redo the spellbook for the full release. We're gonna see. I don't think Loki's here to cuss me out over that, so I might redo the spellbook before the final release. But anyway, yeah. So basically, the way the spellbook works right now, so you'll notice there's 3 slots here, and that is because once you reach level 5 on this first slot, it unlocks this next slot. So I guess if I were to come in here, let's actually do where would this be? We're gonna do a backpack slot. This is going to be slot 2. You're currently a level 1. Let's up you to like a level 10. Sure. There we go. So now you're a level 10. So if I were to throw you on there, you are now level 10. And so that unlocks this second dice slot right here. So basically the way that the spells will work is this one right here is essentially the core of the spell. And so you cannot ever remove this one. You can only upgrade it. And so if I had another 10, I could throw that on there. That would become an 11. But I couldn't swap it out for a lesser one, right? But what you can do is with this second spell slot is here you can then throw in another dice, which will then increase it. So you could have a level 14 pyro spell, and you can also take it out if you don't want to have it in there, so you could do a level 12 pyro spell. But on top of that, you don't just have to throw pyro dice in here. You can also mix and match spells in your spell slot. So if I were to throw in a pyro and a necro dice, it would unlock this new spell right here, which is going to be, and we haven't done this yet, but there's going to be like combinations of different spells that you can craft to essentially do extra like pyro and necro damage. And so you can kind of alleviate different strengths and weaknesses to be able to like offset any kind of like strength another monster has in the tomb. Because as you go through, you will be coming across a lot more elemental monsters as you're going through, and I probably will make it so that their resistances go up over time. And so, say for example, if you were fighting,
says, "Hello, Moonwood. Gonna lurk here while I watch stuff with my sibling."
Well, hello, Ink. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you lurking here, and yeah, welcome. Glad to see you here. Go enjoy the time with your sibling. So yeah, thank you though. I do appreciate it. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So you can mix and match your spells here. You can craft new spells based on the different gemstones, the different dice you throw in here. So you have some kind of like pyro geo spell, and so we are going to name these eventually, so it would be something kind of like a so if you mixed pyro with geo, it would maybe be some kind of like a lava spell or something, because if you mix like fire with earth, it becomes lava. I don't know, something like that anyway. Or if I were to have like some kind of like a hydro spell, you could have like liquid flame or something. So anyway, so we are going to name all the spells. We're going to do all of that stuff. But anyway, so it's kind of a way to not only do more damage, because as you can see right here, I'm only doing 11 pyro damage, but even if I throw a geo dice in here, it is still linked to my pyro spell. And so even though it's going to be doing pyro and geo damage, it's still going to be doing 13, but it will then negate any resistances to pyro or geo if there's a monster that does that. So anyway, yeah, so you can kind of mix and match your spells and do all sorts of fun stuff there, and yeah, hopefully it should be a good time. Anywho, so once you're done with that, let's now see if this is where the game broke last time. So let's see if it breaks again. Okay, cool, it didn't break. Happy day. Anyway, so yeah, to answer your question, Servbot Spy, about the poisonous meatball sub, yes, so these are different items in the game. So funny enough, if anybody is familiar with Sumran Dev, or if you are an RPG Maker creator who has been around in the space for a while, you may know them as Sumran Dude.
Gooblers.
Hey, look at that, there's Sumran Dev right there. Anyway, yeah, so Sumran Dev actually made these items for the game. So I've had a lot of different people contribute to the game in different ways, whether it be with different items or perk cards and stuff like that. And so yeah, so some of these were the contributions of Sumran Dev. And so yeah, so this one is the Some Random Sandwich. So this sandwich looks nasty. Maybe a monster would eat it. So basically the way the sandwiches work, they're kind of supposed to be, you're not supposed to have this many. This is just a random inventory that I gave myself. So you will not have this many items just starting out, right? But anyway, yeah, so basically the way these work is if you were to use this item on a monster, it could reduce the monster's HP by 50%, but it could also increase the monster's HP by 50%. So it's kind of like a 50-50 chance kind of a thing, right? It's like over here, if I were, so some of these sandwiches you can eat. So the ones that are more like purplish and not kind of nasty looking, those are the ones you can feed to the monsters. The ones that hopefully look more appetizing, these are the ones that you can eat yourself. So if I were to eat this right here, there's a 50-50 chance that it could double my current XP, or it could cut my current XP in half. So if I were to eat this, either my XP would go up to a 4, or it could go down to a 1. So let's see. Hey, there we go. I got a 4. Happy. And now if I were to eat another one, it could go up to an 8, or it could go back down to a 2. There we go. Okay, there we go. It's pretty lucky. And then, of course, I got another one right here. We might as well eat this one. Let's see what happens. It could go up to a 16, or it could go down to a 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was some very lucky sandwiches right there. Anyway, yeah, the sandwiches just kind of be like just like a fun, just fun little thing. You don't need to use them, but if you want to, you could. This could reduce the monster's attack by 50%, but it could also increase it by 50%. So if we come over here and we find another monster, so this guy right here, he only has 1 attack, so it's not like I could really have that attack. So honestly, if I were to use this, chances are it's probably just going to double his attack. Cool, didn't do anything. But then same thing here with the sandwiches. So if I feed this guy, it could either cut his HP in half, or it could double or increase by 50%. Let's see what happens. Cool, cut it in half. Let's see if it does it again. Oh my gosh. I am just crazy lucky with the sandwiches tonight. Not too bad, not too bad. Anywho, yeah, let's see. What else is there? I'm trying to remember. There's little traps around that you can disarm with little mini games. Think kind of in the vein as like Among Us, those kind of like little mini games. It's basically just like, they're supposed to be just like little 10-second little mini games, right? To be able to disarm the traps. And so as of right now, there's only 2 in the game right now. There is a set of floor spikes. So if you don't disarm it in time, the floor spikes pop up and deal damage to you. And then there's this guy right here, which if you do not do it in time, the floor cracks open and then you fall down and you go down 1 floor. Yeah. Anywho, there we go. There we go. Oh, let's see here. 80 people watching. I know it's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the algorithm's doing right now, but I appreciate everybody being here. Why ain't nobody in chat? No. My guess is, here's my guess. Is that, so I've had this before. I had this happen before. This is probably about a year ago now. I actually, for about a week or two, a year ago, I had about 200 to 250 people watching almost every single stream. And I think it's because every so often my channel gets picked up by the algorithm. And so anybody who has autoplay turned on, when whatever they're watching has ended, it will then autoplay into this stream. And so, yeah, so that's basically why you just kind of see like the number like climb and climb and climb, with a few like dropping off every now and then. It's because like someone's watching something, it autoplays into this stream, and then it takes a little bit for the person to go turn it off or switch the stream or whatever. So yeah, so you'll kind of notice it's like going up and down just ever so slightly, but mostly up. I think it's because the autoplay is then pushing people over here to the stream, and then either people are asleep or whatever it may be. I don't know. Maybe it's more organic than that, but that's what I'm assuming, because every now and then we'll have a few people, chat in, but I think it's mostly people just left their stream or left a video up and then ended and then auto-played into the stream. So I'll take it though. I'll take what I can get. If I get 80 people watching because of some weird thing, I'll take it. I will happily take it. Let's see here. Ink is on a 3-stream streak. Oh my goodness. Ink, thank you so much for streaming here in the stream for 3 streams in a row. I do appreciate that. So thank you. Okay, let's see here. Any particular reason why a player would want to slot in a lesser dice? Any strategy? Not really any particular strategy for wanting to do that. It would be more or less just like if you... So I guess, yeah, probably the only strategy there would be is if you're wanting to add specifically extra like geo damage to your pyro spell, but you wanted to be able to do more geo damage in your pyro spell than you would with your actual geo attack, then basically what you would do is you would take the higher geo dice, put it in the second slot of your pyro damage dice. That way you're going to be doing more damage in general with your pyro spell, but then you will also be doing that added geo damage to the monster as well. So like there could kind of be a strategy to it. Yeah. The other thing too is like I may add some kind of like perk cards and stuff like that, where basically the idea would be the more varied your spell is, the more damage it could do. So if you have a spell that's doing pyro, geo, and hydro damage all in one, then maybe your spell will do 50% extra damage. But if you only have 2 elements in your spell, then it's only going to be doing 25 extra damage or something like that. So there could be a strategy to it, but as of right now, it would just kind of be like just throw your strongest dice in there and then call it a day. So yeah, that's a great question though. Save a higher dice to use with another high dice. True. If I could add a sandwich item, it'd be called a beefer sandwich, which can reduce or increase the next attack that hits you by 25%. Ooh. That'd be kind of cool. It's just a little one-off right there. I wonder how I would add that. I'm going to keep that on the back burner, because I do like that idea. See, Lollyx says, or it was your short YouTube era. People show shorts on YouTube. Want to check how you do a game. Saw that it's actually boring. If you don't know anything about game dev, leave. That is very possible. That is very possible right there, honestly. It's just a roast beef sandwich. Just do like a Arby's-esque sandwich.
Says,
I kind of like that.
You should make more shorts. They can be some nice tips.
That's true. I do need to make more shorts. There's just been so much going on in life. I need to get back into actual like video making again. I did not realize how much I'd fallen off on the video making. Holy smokes. Like, did not realize at all. So it literally was not until, let me just show you really quick. Let me show you. So I thought it had been maybe like 2 months, maybe 3 months since I uploaded my last video. No. The last video that I uploaded was January 17th. I have not uploaded a video since January. Now keep in mind, I have been uploading shorts. Shorts I have been trying to do. So I did one in July. Let's see. I think let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in June. 1, 2, 2 in May. A few in April. So it's like, and again, like I definitely have fallen off with the shorts as well. I have not been uploading as much as I should, but it's mostly just been the lives. The lives have been honestly what I've been the most consistent with. So yeah. So I apologize for that. So if you subscribe to the channel for my videos and my shorts, I do apologize. I'm gonna get better. I'm very, very close on my next full-length video that I'm creating to be able to upload. Again, that thing is going to be, I think right now it's about 25 minutes long, which I think all the other videos I have are way shorter than that. Yeah, so like 8 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 6.5 minutes, 4 minutes. So yeah, so most of my videos, I mean, my devlogs were a bit longer, but like most of my videos have been like the 5 to 8 minute mark, and this next one's gonna be like 25 minutes. Variables is the next topic in the next video, and holy smokes, there's a lot that happened with variables. So buckle up for that one because it's going to be kind of crazy once I actually get it finished. Anywho, let's see here. Hey, as a sea witch, do you have any healing water spells? Water is great offensively, but also good for healing and cleansing. I do not yet, but we could absolutely do that. Are you kind of thinking maybe like a like an actual vial of water, or do we want? Because honestly, I am looking for creating items tonight. We do need to make items. So actually, let's do this. Those are the monsters right there. Hold up, give me 2 seconds. We're going to add a spreadsheet. Come over here. So, yeah, so basically we need to make a whole item spreadsheet here. We're gonna do Tav items. Name, description, stat, cost. And that should probably be good. Something like that. Maybe we'll also, let's do this. Stat, cost, description. I think that works better. Yeah. Another idea I have is adding secondary passives to dice elements, where stacking dice of the same type increases the passive effect, while more diverse dice spells have lower passive effects. Wait, what? Another idea I have is adding secondary passives to dice element, where stacking dice of the same type increases the passive effect, while more diverse dice spells have lower passive effects. Are you meaning specifically in the spell book, or like the item place itself? Maybe water's passive effect is that it has a chance to cleanse debuffs when used. So I probably wouldn't have an item that could do that, because I have a whole other system that I'm going to be implementing. I do like that idea. I do like the idea, but I do have a different system in mind that I will be that will allow you to cleanse the debuffs of the perk cards. So basically, eventually there will be a way, and I'm trying to think if it's going to be. I'm trying to decide exactly how where I'm going to be doing it. Yeah, so basically there's going to be like a one-off place where you can either upgrade your perk cards, where basically it will, where you can, how is it going to work? Yeah, so you have two options. You can either upgrade the card, which will just increase the buff, but not do anything to the debuff, or maybe. Yeah, I can't remember exactly which one it was going to be. But basically, a way to like upgrade upgrade the buff cards, or the perk cards, where it would increase the buff and then also increase the debuff. Potentially, I can't remember if that was going to be the case. Or you could also do a thing where it doesn't necessarily increase the buff, but it does get rid of the debuff. So something like that. It could be an item with the water element, vial of blessed water. Oh, I kind of like that one actually. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if holy water is gonna work, but blessed water. I really like blessed water. I dropped an idea in the Discord chat. Oh, we gotta take a look at that. Was it in the... Where was it? Is it in Tomb of Vercilias? Crater Corner? Oh my goodness, there it is! Scroll to now be supported on her Buy Me a Coffee page. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Tanuki, thank you so much for sharing that. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Scoiled. Money is coming your way. Yeah, where did that get shared? Oh, there we go. Tomb of Vercilias, unlockable perks. There we go. I feel like I'm a little bit behind in here as well. Let's see here. Let me to clarify, a fire dice spell by itself would have 25% to burn enemies. A water dice spell by itself would have 25% chance to cleanse, but a fire/water would have a 50% chance to do either. Oh, I see now. Okay. I do kind of like that. I don't really have any stats like that for the monsters, but we could absolutely add stats like that. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Blessed Water can remove debuffs and heal. Moon Water would heal and provide some temporary shielding. Ooh. War Water can provide offensive buffs, no heals. That'd be kind of fun. So many ideas for the water. I'm just throwing out ideas because I'm very interested in this game. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. And I am open to any and all ideas, honestly. As you can see right here in the Discord server, we have this whole Tomb of Vercilias unlockable perks section where people can just add ideas for the perk cards. And most of them I pick up, some of them not so much. Others I have not looked at in a while. It looks like the last one before Tillo's was from November of last year. So that's good time. Let's see here. Blue Candle adds rain effect, whittling down the enemy's health over time. Ooh, okay. So Blue Candle. Okay. I'm trying to think. It adds a rain effect, whittling down the enemy's health over time. What if... Dozer says I'm still waiting on that one. Oh, the healing feather? Honestly, I do kind of like that. Well, wait. Healing feather +1 current HP on enemy killed. I mean, I don't want to disappoint you, Dazu, but we do have a perk card. I'm now realizing that it's actually going to be potentially kind of annoying to show these. But no, it's not a perk card. We have a skill tree thing where if we come over here, it's I believe this guy right here. Yeah, license to heal. So heals restores a small amount of HP after every slain monster. So we kind of have that already. But Dazu, I don't want to say that we can't do this. +1 current HP on enemy killed. Because honestly, here's the thing: you could have something like that on top of the skill, the skill as well. So you could have it be where if you have the healing feather, you're already getting the +1 current HP. Excuse me. After killing a monster, but then if you have the skill as well, then you could get potentially 2 HP, or 3, or 4, or so on and so forth. Oh my gosh, there's so many that Sore Loser, Cudgel, that when you are lower HP percentage than your foe, your crit stun. Ooh. I like that math right. All Flavor Gum Potion, it applies every effect in the game, but only for a second. Colored Toy Brick, every time you move, you take damage. Oh my gosh. Tuesday Twig, plus 0.5 on Tuesday. Yeah, I feel like those ones are a little, not quite so serious. But Dazu, I really like this healing feather though. That is really cool. Why aren't I healing? It looks at expired license. Crap. Basically something like that. War Water is used in hexing IRL, and Moon Water is used for protection IRL. You have any undead? Yes, we will have undead. So we will have undead monsters. Then we also have monsters that have like necro elements to them. So we could have stuff like that specific to necro enemies. Okay. I wasn't planning on doing more perk cards, at least not right now. But I'm actually kind of thinking about it. I kind of want to do perk cards. Maybe we'll do perk cards, and then I'm going to think about items for later. Because here's the thing. There is a difference between items and perk cards. The perk cards are what you are getting in between each one of the floors. So these are like a temporary thing that you get in the game that stick with you until you eventually leave. So these are the perk cards right here. So again, so these are like temporary things that you will keep on this run. But then as soon as you leave, for whatever reason, whether it is you leave on your own accord, like if you teleport and leave the tomb, if you get killed, whatever it may be, if you ever leave, you will not keep any of these perk cards. So anything down here in this bottom right corner, you will not keep when you leave the tomb. So if we were to take Axel's sharpened cheddar wheel, where it will increase your elemental damage by 5%, which is absolutely fantastic. But if I were to ever leave, and it's not like if I go to the next floor, it's just if I leave the tomb at all. So again, like I said, if you die, if you leave on your own accord, whatever it may be, these will be gone. That's it. So the items, though, are a permanent thing unless, of course, like if you die, you lose your inventory, right? We've talked about that before. But if you leave on your own accord, you will keep your items. These are also things you'll need to stock up on before you come into the tomb, because you will not just start with a whole bunch of items when you start the game. You will have to buy more items or get more items as you're going through. So, yeah, so just keep in mind, there are differences between like a run perk card and then a consumable item, right? So I believe what we're talking about here, specifically with Dazu and Tillo, I believe, yeah. These are both for the unlockable perks. Oh my goodness! Scoil, you have won the random sound. You got the metal pipe. Congratulations, absolutely fantastic. Yes! Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful right there. Yeah, so the healing feather +1 current. So that should be a perk, and then also the blue candle adds a rain effect, whittling down the enemy's health over time. I like that one as well. So here's the only problem though with both of these. So it does need a buff, but then it will also need some kind of a debuff.
What into a chicken.
Bok. Thank you for that. I do appreciate the chicken. So we do need to have some kind of debuff with the buff. So specifically with the blue candle, Tillo. I'm gonna throw out an idea, and you let me know how you feel about this. So with the blue candle, we can have the rain effect, but here's kind of what I'm thinking to like balance it out with a buff and a debuff kind of a thing. So what if we were to do something along the lines of, it does whittle down the enemy's health over time, but what if it whittles down an enemy that is weak to hydro damage, it whittles down their health over time, and then if they are strong against hydro, it will actually heal them over time. How would you feel about that? In that way, there is like that breakup between the buff and the debuff, and that way it's not just like an overall everybody's taking damage, but it's like, hey, if you take this blue candle, it will add a raining effect that will harm anything weak to hydro, but it will heal things that are strong against hydro. Which if we come over here, and then let's open up cloud documents, let's open up, there we go, the monster collection. So in here, I actually have the strength and weakness, whatever you want to call it. So basically the way that it works is Pyro is strong against Geo, Geo is strong against Hydro, Hydro is strong against Necro, and Necro is strong against Pyro. And then it's kind of in reverse. So it's like, so anything, if you were to use Pyro damage against something that's Necro, it would be weak against it. If you were to use Necro against Hydro, it would be weak against it, so on and so forth. So basically what we would have is if we are using a Pyro, or if we were using a Hydro type item, which would be like Rain, then basically if it is going against Necro monsters, it will be doing bonus damage against them. But if you're doing it against a Geo monster, it will be healing them instead. Yeah, as long as you feel okay with that, I'm 100% down to add that. Moon, I think you had a list of stats and mechanics already introduced in the game. That would help with ideas for buffs. Wait. I think you had a list of stats and mechanics already introduced in the game. That would help with ideas for buffs. I should probably add something in that channel specifically to let people know, be like, here's the current mechanics we have. So if you want to add something to those mechanics, that's what we have. Because nothing is ever off the table entirely, mostly because if there is a mechanic that would make the game more fun or exciting or interesting, whatever it may be, I'm 100% down to try and add it. Kind of depending on how I would add it, right? So yeah, I think I do need to add and like pin a comment somewhere in there and just be like, here's what we have in the game. If you want to make something that would affect these things, great. If not, maybe try to introduce a new mechanic and see how it might add and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Reperk card shows your grades in high school, but also allows you to reroll the perk cards once. Okay, that's kind of funny. I do like that allows you to reroll the perk cards once, though. It's actually kind of interesting. So we don't really have a reroll, but we could add a reroll if you have a specific perk card. I'd have to think about what the debuff might be, but I kind of like that. See, Crabwitch says, water against Necro makes sense. Water is the life element and represents fertility, and life is opposed to Necro, which is darkness, death. Exactly, yeah. So here's the thing. I know that most people would say, shouldn't Pyro be weak against Hydro, and Hydro should be strong against Pyro? But, and yes, that is technically true. Yeah, so basically, yeah, the way that I'm thinking about it is, yeah, Pyro burns life, like life. So Geo is life. It is Earth. It is, yeah, basically that. So Pyro burns Earth. Earth, like if you were to put dirt on top of water, it would turn to mud. So Earth is strong against water. Water cleanses death, and then death would put out fire. So it's like, you know, if you were to take all the oxygen out of a room, it would put out fire. And so yeah, so kind of the absence of life would snuff out fire. So yeah, that's kind of why I've went this direction. The thing is, it's like Pyro could technically be strong against Geo or Hydro, or no. Pyro could be potentially strong against, really, like each one of these could potentially be strong against at least two of the other ones in some way, shape, or form. So that's why I'm thinking I may need to add something like this to keep in mind, like help people remember, by the way, here's the strengths, here's the weaknesses, kind of a thing. So we'll see. Anyway, my feet are tired, so I'm gonna put the standing desk down. Very tired. I'm gonna sit probably the rest of the stream. Holy smokes! It feels good to stand, don't get me wrong, but I definitely need to sit down now. All right. Oh, let's sit down. Oh, that feels so much better. That feels so much better sitting down now. Woo. All right, let's see here. Let us see here. Oh, that feels so much better to sit down. Oh my gosh. I love standing, but good freaking heavens, that gets tiring after a while. Let's see here. STS has a relic that gives one more option while choosing cards to add. That would be kind of cool too. So like I was trying to think of like what the negative of that perk card would be about allowing a reroll of the perk cards. And I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to think of like what it would be. And it could be maybe something along the lines of like reducing the amount of cards to pick by 2 or something. Maybe. We'll see. In Witchcraft, fire represents action. Spiritual force, fire is also cleansing and necessary for life as well. Without the sun, there wouldn't be life, and our ancestors recognize that. So it makes sense that darkness would nullify and consume the light of fire. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm like, I know that like the justification could be made in any way, shape, or form of like why some elements should be strong or weak to another. So I'm like, I might as well just set the ones that I want to set, and we'll call it a day. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's what I was going for. Double damage against weak, normal damage against normal, and healing for strong. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. There could be certain inventory items that strengthen or weaken other items in your inventory. I'll stop adding to potential skill creep right now. No, you're good. And honestly, like here's the thing too, is that I have a whole list of perk cards I need to add. So like most of the stuff that we have left to do is adding monsters, and perk cards, and then of course items as well. So we do need more items. Yeah, we do need more items, so I do need to add that as well. But anyway, yeah, so we do need to add more items. The spell book, we do still need to finish the spell book as well. The main menu is very close to being done, and then after that it's basically just adding perk cards, adding monsters, and then of course, you know, adding music, sounds, all that fun stuff. Yeah, so we are getting close. We're getting very close. So I do want more perk cards though. It's like it's not a bad thing to have the perk cards. So let's actually come in here. So I believe it was, let's see, what was it? So blue candle adds rain effect, whittling down the enemy's HP over time. So what the
moon man into a chicken.
Well, the chicken's back. The chicken's back
with vengeance. Oh boy, with the voice of God on this chicken right here. Not bad at all. Okay, let's add a perk right here. So we're going to add a perk, and the perk was going to be, what was it, blue candle? There we go.
Add card. So blue candle. Let's just throw this guy in here. So perk name is blue candle. Icon is just going, I'm assuming is going to be a blue candle. And then it's going to be the buff is, well, let's do description. Do we? So Tillo, let me know, Tillo. Do we want to have a rain effect? Or do we want to say that like it emits some kind of like a liquid glow that damages?
Amaran Reap says, "What did I miss?"
Yeah, let me know. Because we can add something like that. I'm just trying to think in terms of like a candle. Because like, I mean, the game's not 100% realistic, obviously, but I'm like trying to like make it make sense. So yeah, so perk name, blue candle, icon would just be of a blue candle. I was thinking instead of smoke, it emits steam that turns into clouds. Okay, all right. A blue flame. Yeah, so we would definitely have, yeah, so it would be a candle with a blue flame. And that's where I'm kind of like thinking, I'm like, do we say that it emits? So how about this? Tell me how you feel about this. Because again, like this is definitely your perk card, which actually shaped like a raindrop. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so perk name, Tillo's blue candle. So description, emits a blue light damaging enemies that are weak against hydro, something like that. Or so we could do something like that. So emits a blue light damaging enemies that are weak against hydro, or emits a humid. Let's see, how would we describe this? Emits a humid aura. A humid blue aura that damages enemies weak to hydro. Maybe. Let me know what you think about that description. Yeah, so emits a humid blue aura that damages enemies weak to hydro. And we can always kind of go back. Sounds great. Okay, all right. and I may rewrite it just a little bit more. I'm just trying to think, because I don't know if I'm going to add necessarily any kind of like visual indicator to any of the perks like on the screen. Like maybe down the line I will, but I'm like trying to think, I'm like, if it's going to add a rating effect, I feel like I would need to have a rain effect. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have anything that would allow me to do that. Like it would definitely have to be like a visual system I would create, which isn't the end of the world, but then I was trying to think of like how I would create it. So I think if it just says that it emits a humid blue aura, and I may think of like a different way to describe it that's not like a blue aura, like a humid blue aura, but something along those lines. Emits a humid blue aura that damages enemies weak to hydro. Okay, so then for the buff, it is going to be deals, let's just say like a 5% damage every turn to, and then it was, so it's doing hydro damage, which means it would do extra damage to necro monsters. So it deals 5% damage every turn to necro monsters. And then the debuff is it heals 5%, or maybe damages 5% health every turn to necro monsters. But then for the debuff, it heals 5% health every turn to geo monsters, because the geo is strong against strong against hydro, but then necro is weak against hydro. Yeah. Let's see here. Dave or the Dave says, hey yo, hello, welcome, glad to see you here. How you doing? How's life? Hopefully things are going well for you. Cameron says, have you done any work, or is it just yep? We're doing work. We're doing work. A little bit here and there. Don't forget the beef or sandwich. I know the chat has whizzed past it by. Don't worry. I'll definitely be adding it. Maybe it just emits fog. Ooh, I like that. Emits a humid blue fog, which I guess fog would kind of be humid, but oh well. Emits a humid blue fog that damages enemies weak to hydro. There we go. I like that. I like that way more. Yeah, so the buff damages 5% health every turn to necro monsters, and then the debuff is heals 5% health every turn to geo monsters. There we go. Okay, cool. That's the blue candle. This is going to be Tillo's blue candle, though. So I've added everybody else's name to the perk cards. If you don't want your name on it, though, it does not have to be. But basically, the reason why I have the names on these perk cards, so the idea with these perks is they are technically items, but they're basically supposed to be items left behind by other adventurers who have died in the tomb, and they have left like a special item behind of theirs. And so yeah, kind of the idea is like you are finding fallen heroes stuff in the tomb and then taking it with you to hopefully make things better for you. So
says, bro, was that a giant spider?
Maybe. I don't think I've added this guy to the game yet, but yeah. So I will be adding this giant spider soon. I actually just finished this guy up pretty recently, so yeah. So be expecting giant scary spider here pretty soon. I just need to, actually get him added to the game. I actually like spiders. Oh, well, there we go. I hate spiders, but I'm okay with cartoon-looking spiders, so not too bad. The giant enemy spider, exactly. I think they're fascinating. I like them if I am specifically going to look at a spider and it's behind glass. Like, I love looking at like tarantulas and things like that at zoos. Like, super cool. If I were to see one in my house, I would probably burn down my house. I'd be like, nope. Like, there's been once that I found a black widow in my house, and I was like, okay, yep, I am done with that. And then, of course, if I see like a giant creepy spider outside too, I have a hard time. Like, if I find a giant bug outside, I won't kill it, because I'm like, I'm outside, it's whatever, I don't care. If I'm inside though, all bets are off. I don't care if it's a small spider, I don't care if it's a big spider, I don't care if it's a fly, I don't care what it is. I'm like, you are in my house, you are dying. So that's where I'm at on that. So yeah, so if I find a big spider outside though, I'm like, I'll leave it alone. If I see a black widow though, I've found a few in my yard and I'm like, I'm not leaving a black widow for it to bite my kid, right? Not doing that. So let's see here. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have your item to start and you pick an upside or a downside from a list? Wait, what do you mean? You can have the name of your character. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have your item to start and you pick... Oh, you mean like creating your own custom item? Huh. That could be kind of cool. I like that. Create a starting perk card. Whoops. That is the one thing about Trello that I will say I absolutely despise. If you click to add a card, you can't just click, like you can't type a thing and then click off of it because it doesn't actually add it. You have to click to add it and then click actually add card for it to add the card. Kind of annoying. It's not the end of the world, but kind of annoying. Anyway, create a starting perk card. Yeah. So basically,
Going to the Inkwell says, most spiders won't go out of their way to bite you if you aren't bothering them already. This includes black widows.
That is very true. But a 4-year-old doesn't know that. So the thing that I would worry about is my 4-year-old would be playing outside, see a black widow, and would potentially try to mess with it, and then it would not be happy about that. So that's like the only reason why, is because I'm like, I know that most insects and like even like snakes and things like that, if you get in their space, like even if it's unintentional, if you get in their space, most of them, their first instinct is to run. Like unless you were to like put your hand like very aggressively down right next to it and you didn't see it, they might try and attack. But it's like most things, if you get too close to it, their first instinct is to run and hide. So that is true. But yeah, I do worry about it, especially because like we have so in our yard we've got we've got rocks and things like that in our yard, right? Like basically like retaining walls essentially, and the retaining wall is a it is a spot where so many bugs and things like that will live. And I've seen a few black widows inside the rocks, and my daughter absolutely loves to play on the rocks and play around them. And so the thing that I would worry about is she would like probably stick her hand in the rocks, like pull herself up, and then of course we'd be unlucky enough to have a black widow in there at the time, and it would probably do something. So anyways, that's like the only thing that I kind of worry about. And I know that like black widows aren't necessarily like the most poisonous things in the world, but it does still have a venom, and even though like most black widow bites don't actually kill you, it's not going to be good, especially if you can get like an urgent care fast. Still don't really want to have to worry about that, so I'm like, better safe than sorry kind of a thing. But other spiders, I'm like, you know what, you're outside, I'm not going to bother you, whatever. So anyway, just felt like mentioning it. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so have the same name as the character. R/kids are stupid, essentially. It's true. It is very true. Yeah, you got to protect them from their own stupidity sometimes. So yeah, so create your own perk card where the player picks from a list of buffs and buffs and debuffs. I cannot type tonight. Holy smokes. Debuffs. What is... It's got to be like the positioning of my keyboard or something. This is just terrible. Black Widow has necro damage. Be careful. Exactly, Dazu. Exactly. So, yeah, so create your own perk card where the player picks from a list of buffs and debuffs, and an icon, I guess.
You are just a figment of my imagination.
No, you're a figment of my imagination.
Need to be protected from their own stupidity, let alone children.
True.
Also, yeah, there's the potential for an allergic reaction to a bite as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm definitely more of like a better safe than sorry kind of a person. So yeah, so create your own perk card where the player picks from a list of buffs and debuffs and an icon. They can then name the... yeah. Yes. They can then name the perk card and choose to have their name. No. They can then name the perk card with their character name at the start. Okay. I really like this. I don't know if this is going to be in the demo because you've got the wheels in my head turning now. I'm kind of thinking about making this a quest item, like reward essentially. Where it's like once you do a specific quest, you then get to create your own perk card, which you could then choose to either take with you or leave in town. Yeah, I kind of like this idea. I'm definitely adding this. But it probably is not going to be in the demo. At least in terms of like the way that I'm thinking about it. But I absolutely love it. Yeah. I am the adult who need protecting from my own stupidity. Same. Use the name of the character so you can recycle the scene from MV. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh no, scope creep. I know. Yeah, it's a little bit of scope creep going on. Let's see. Out of sight, out of mind never applies to widow spiders. True. But the horseflies are in the wilderness, not in the cities. That is a great point. I am very glad there's no horseflies around where I live. Maybe when starting, your character has a certain build that has a starting perk card, a passive that makes it easier to collect certain items or dice, like a pyromancer gets the fire dice and a weakness. True. And that's the thing too, is we do have a handful. Let me come over here. I think, let's see, where would they be? I mean, we do have a handful of different heroes as of right now. What?
Also, this is nuts, but I'm already at 651 subscribers.
What?
Yes, really.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Personally, I'd be more worried about the brown recluse than a black widow, but that might just be me.
I mean, that is fair. That is a fair point right there. Also, congratulations on 651. That is absolutely wild. Congratulations. Very nicely done. And yeah. Basically, I'm wary of basically any kind of spider, but especially when it's like a big, creepy looking spider. Then I usually will either A, keep my distance if I'm outside, or B, if it's inside, it's got to go. It has got to go. So we'll come over here, Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures, and then we're going to go to heroes. So we do have a handful of heroes already that are kind of like different classes, essentially. So we don't have anything yet in terms of any reason why you should or shouldn't pick specific heroes. But I do like the idea of having something like that, where it's like, depending on the hero you pick, it might have like it gives you like a starting perk card or like a permanent buff or debuff. I like the idea of it maybe giving you different skill points, or I don't really want to have it change the skill tree just because that would add a lot of scope creep, But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do like that idea. I do really like that one. Let's see here. Good in my country, most dangerous animals are boars. Boars are very scary. They are very scary. Luckily, we don't really have that many, like at least wild boars. We don't really have here where I live. But not that far away from where I do live, there are a lot of boar problems. So I've seen a few black boars walking around in the city. Oh, that would be terrifying. At this rate, I'll be at 700 before I get the video done. LMAO. Oh my gosh, that is wild. I like that. I like it. Yeah, definitely different skill trees would be huge to add. Yeah, it really would be. And I guess. Oh, black bears, not boars. I see now. Yeah, at first I thought you were talking about boars. I was like, That's kind of creepy. I feel like having a black bear walk around would be even creepier than a boar, though. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. Scope creep ahoy, game devs beware. Black bears are much less scary than grizzlies. Still terrifying, though. Still absolutely terrifying. But yeah, so adding an entirely different skill tree for each class would be a very tall order. Very tall order. It could be something that I would maybe look into. Because here's the thing, too, is I'm kind of debating maybe doing some kind of a Kickstarter. Once I get the demo done, maybe like doing a Kickstarter where I'm like, hey, here's all the ideas that I have for the game. And then depending on the goals that I reach, I may add each one of those things depending on the goals that we hit. So who knows? Like if I could do a Kickstarter and get like some crazy funding, maybe I would go the distance and be like, hey, we're gonna have different skill trees for each one of the classes, kind of a thing like that. But honestly, probably the broadest I would probably go is I would have a general skill tree until you get to the very top row of the skill tree. So if you come over here,
all of them, that'd take 1,000,000 years. Maybe,
potentially. Well, the game, I'm planning on having 8 classes. So we're planning on having fighter, mage, some kind of like a ranger, an assassin, like a warrior barbarian type thing, like a cleric, maybe like a priest kind of a character, the bard, and there's another that I can't remember what it was. Anyway, yeah, so I'm kind of planning on doing like 8 classes, and so we could even potentially maybe do like maybe 4 different skill trees or something. I don't know. The other idea would be potentially just this top row right here, replacing this top row, and then depending on, or maybe even like a character specific skill tree. So you'd have your basic vitality, dexterity, warding, and luck, and then maybe there would be like a specific player skill tree, like a character skill tree that would be specific to the class you picked. I don't know. Maybe. All of that is completely up in the air. Probably not something I would do unless, of course, like I said, I might do some kind of like Kickstarter where I would have specific stretch goals, where it's like, if we reach the stretch goals, maybe we would do a different skill tree per, class or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anywho, okay, let's come back over here. How many of these skills are done already? All of them. The entire skill tree is 100% done and good to go. So yeah, so that was finished a bit ago. So if we come over here, yeah, start game, and then let's just grab the coin of Axiomyth, and then skill tree. Yeah. So if I were to spec into any one of these, every single one works. So whether it's increasing my maximum HP, getting like a pyro ward to take less pyro damage, to the Midas touch, which increases the amount of gold that I find when killing enemies. Yeah. So every single one of these is done and good to go. So if I were to change them, it would potentially overwrite some work that we had done. But honestly, probably what I would do is anything that's along this top row here, I would probably just shift these first 3 rows around a little bit and then just make it so that this row is open for then doing the character skill set type thing. And probably what I would do is, if we went that route where basically we just shift all these top level skills down onto this row right here, this third row, then probably what I would do is I would have some kind of like class ultimate thing, right? Where, say for example, if you were a warrior or something like that, maybe it would be located here on the vitality skill tree, and it would show up like right here, where once you get this last one right here, it would be some crazy big skill or something like that. So maybe we'll see. It would definitely be a much larger stretch goal, and it would definitely be not in the demo. That would be a full game release kind of a thing. Bears, not boars. Klondike bears are insane. It's true. They really are. Funny thing is that they aren't hostile to humans for the most part. True. What about upgradable class perk cards? Maybe. I'm hesitant with making the perk cards, because the perk cards in general, probably not in the demo, but in the full release of the game, there will be upgradable perk cards. So basically, any one of these you'll be able to upgrade in some way, shape, or form. So Yeah, so I don't know if I necessarily want to have that locked behind classes, but we could have it locked behind classes. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anywho, all right, let's see here. Chug some more Mountain Dew. Oh, that's right. That's what we were doing. So over here. So we've got the blue candle, and then we also have, it was the healing feather. That's right. That's right. So the healing feather. Healing feather, +1 current HP on enemy killed. Trying to think of what a debuff could be for that one. So let's do add perk. Healing feather, that's right. I literally just said the name like 5 times. Healing feather. Although, depending. Let's do this. Let's do Dazu's. I'm just gonna do 1U unless you want more than that. Dazu's feather of healing. So, yeah. So name is Dazu's feather of feather of healing. Icon. A feather. Maybe we'll add some other things to it later. Description. Oh my gosh. I cannot spell tonight. It is such a good thing that I'm not really doing much programming. Description. A magical feather that would be evokes a healing aura. A magical feather that evokes a healing or a magical feather with an aura capable of siphoning the health of a slain enemy. Magical feather with an aura capable of siphoning the health of a slain enemy and granting a small portion of it to its owner. Something like that. I'll probably rewrite that later. Anyway, the buff for that is heal. Let's do heal 2%, 1%. Heal 2% of players' HP. No. Heal 2%. Well, I'm trying to think of how to word this. So I want to take 2% of the slain monster's max HP. So heal 2% of the monster's max HP. Siphon 2% of the monster's max HP to the player's HP. Does that make sense? Because here's the thing, I kind of want to do percentages when it comes to like healing and things like that, because as you progress further and further in the game, if the player, once the player gets up to having 60 or 70 or 80 health and stuff like that, and the monsters have, 90 or 100 health, I don't want it to be that you're still only healing 1 HP when you kill a monster, right? So I want it to be all percentage based, because if we're getting 2% of the monster's max HP, that means as you come across stronger monsters...
Ravenwood horror stream win. Also, I still can't believe I found that, holy cow.
That is very impressive. honestly, kind of what I'm thinking is I might do it in October. I might do like a, I might stream a few like horror games and things like that in October. And so that's probably going to be one of the things that I play in October. So still a couple months out, but coming up fast. Fitting. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, play a couple spooky games in the month of October, which I'm so excited for. Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how excited I am for summer to be over. Anyway, let's say this. Let's say siphon 5% of the monster's max HP to the player's HP. Now, we then have the debuff, which I'm trying to think of what the debuff here would be. There needs to be something negative that happens to the player for this perk. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be health related. It could be literally anything. It could affect the player's XP gain. It could affect... We could do the player's max HP or something like that. It could reduce the max HP or something like that. We could... minus 0.5 on Tuesdays. We could do something like that. Can't use healing items. We could... yeah. I worry about not being able to use healing items at all. Because here's the thing. I want the buff and debuff to be like close enough hand in hand to where people feel like they wouldn't pick it because the debuff is too great. So maybe though, Tillo, I do kind of like where you're going with this, with not being able to use healing items. But instead of saying not using healing items, it could be healing items are 25% less effective. How do we feel about that? Healing items less efficient? Well, look at that. Look at that. In a percentage. Yeah. So we could do something, along the lines of like healing items are 25% less effective. Yeah. Yep, I saw that coming. But does that sound like it would be fair enough? Because it's like you will be siphoning HP from slain monsters, so you'll be healing that way. But if you need to heal in a pinch, just know there will be a debuff to the healing. So yeah, Dazu, if you feel like that is going to be all right, I'd say we go with that. Yeah. Double the chance of gaining debuffs from enemy skills. So we don't really have debuffs from enemy skills. It is a system we could add.
Inkwell says, do you use a plugin for the puzzles in the game? If so, what is it?
I do not. Well, okay, that's not fully true. I do have plugins for one of the puzzles. So it is specifically the puzzle for the mini boss. Like entering the room of the mini boss. So if we come over here, let's see, we're probably gonna want to go to what place is that gonna be in? It's probably gonna be in, it could be any one of these rooms right here. Well, let's see if we can, okay, wow, I made it very far without any enemy encounters. Let's just increase that so we can just run from this guy willy-nilly. There we go. Okay, not there. Not there. Let's run. There's got to be one of these two rooms. There we go. Okay, so I do have a plugin for this mini game right here. So if I go to pick the lock, it's the whole like pop mini game thing going on right here. So this is a custom plugin that I made. So it's a half and half. It's half evented, half plugin. So the eventing itself is with the actual gems themselves, right? And so with the gems, it's the whole board being filled in here. It's like if I were to click this, when I click it, that is the plugin, and then it refilling is the eventing. So yeah, so like I said, it's kind of like a half and half thing right there. So if we come over here to the tomb, and we're gonna go to, let's see, which one is it? Portal puzzle timer, portal puzzle animations, portal puzzle interactions, void guard door lock. I believe this is the one. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, so it is like a half and half eventing, half and half not. So this is the initialization of it. So it basically is setting So this is getting ready for all the pictures, because each one of those like little gems was a picture, and then this one is specifically for spawning the gems. So when it needs to spawn stuff at the top, you've got column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is basically just checking, is there something at the very top? If not, spawn a gem there, and then it just loops through here, spawns all the way across, and then once it spawns all those gems, then it comes over here to this event page, which this is then moving every single gem down. So specifically for column 1, it's literally just checking to see, it checks to see, okay, is there something all the way at the top? If there is, the first thing it does is it says, is there something all the way at the bottom? If there is not, drop it all the way to the bottom. If there is, then check the, row 4, row 3, row 2, row 1. And the reason why it does all of this is because I wanted to have that whole like bouncing animation to it. And so if you're only checking, hey, what's the next thing down, you can't really add image easing effects to something like that. And so yeah, so basically it just says if there's something at the very top, then yeah, just check to see the lowest it can possibly go, and it just goes up the rows, and as soon as it finds an empty spot for it to go, it then moves it down to that row. And then so as soon as it moves all of the gems, it then switches this, so and then basically then it just goes back and checks and sees, is there an empty spot at the top? If so, spawn a gem, and it just loops through that again and again and again and again until eventually it just says, okay, cool, everything else, every single spot is full, turn everything off, and then jump over here, which then just keeps this one on, which is basically just sitting here checking to see, have you activated enough of the orbs? If so, then you win. Cool. So all of that is evented. Like obviously there is JavaScript in here that I'm using, like obviously like all of this gray stuff, actually quite literally like everything right here that you see right now, that is all custom written JavaScript. So it's like, there's not necessarily a plugin, but it is custom JavaScript, so it's evented, but with JavaScript. But then the plugin that I then have to use, if we come over to here, and then we go over to Tomb of Vercilias, JavaScript, plugins, and then we want to go to the Moonwood games, the match game. Yeah, there we go. Which I think, I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. I was just making sure. I'm like, I plan on eventually releasing this plugin. I just wanted to make sure that like if anyone were to see this, like you could technically just come in here and I could just scroll through here and you could just take all of this, like pause the video, write all of this out, and you could just make your own thing. But basically what this is doing, this is the recursive logic for the actual mini game. So basically what this is doing is it is handling all of the recursive, well, again, all the recursive logic to be able to actually handle the plugin. So for anybody who is not quite sure what that means in terms of like recursive, I will show you really quickly. So let's play game. Let's come down here, start the game. We're just going to grab the Grave Robbers Rush again. Then we're going to go to, I'm guessing it's this guy right here. Most likely. So let's give ourselves some good perks to be able to run from battles quickly. And of course, I get into a battle with the very first room I go into. Just watch. I'm going to pick like the most arduous path, and I'm going to run into so many monsters. It's going to suck. Yeah, so it could be this room right here. Oh, might as well grab that. So yeah, so it could be this room. It could also be this room. There we go. So yeah, so let me explain recursive logic. So basically what that means is, say for example, if I were to click this right here, I then need to check up, right, down, and left to see what is matching. So I could go in and I could have evented and I could have said, okay, if I click on this one, check above, to the right, to down, and to the left, are any of them matching the ones that I just clicked? So I clicked, say for example, if the ID is 3, then it needs to check and see, okay, are you 3? Cool, you are? Awesome. Mark that one right here as being a match. And then it checks the right, no, it checks down, no, it checks left, no. So then, and then at that point, I would then need to say, okay, cool. So right here, you now need to check up, down, left, right, all the directions, see if there's anything matching. So check up, there's nothing there, nothing there. Check to the right, there it's green, so it doesn't match. Check down, you're blue. This is where I was running into issues when I was eventing it, and so that's why I eventually had to just write a script for it. So yeah, so then, and then we check to the left, and it'd be like, okay, cool, yep. And so, and it just needed to essentially ripple through all along the board for anything that is touching and matching what you clicked on. So could it be evented? Yes. Would it require a lot of JavaScript? Yes. Is it way easier to just do a plugin? 100%. So that is why, instead of going through and manually eventing all of that, I just wrote a plugin for it to handle all of that logic. So yeah, so basically all this is doing is it is going through, it is checking what you clicked on. So it gives, so the eventing does occur and it assigns a value to a variable, which is kind of like the value of what you clicked, right? And then it checks that. So it's basically, yeah, so it's storing the total value, the total count in a variable. So it's using variable 1301 to store how many were a part of that match. And then it's like storing the other stuff in other variables and all that fun stuff. So
look at this guy. He knows what his own code does. Get a load of this guy.
I know, right? Get a load of this guy. Good times. Anyway, so yeah, so there's the very long answer to your question. Yes, it was specific to. It is half and half. It is half using a plugin that I wrote, and then the other half is just using evented logic. So yeah. I know, right? I know. And then eventually, so with all of that, then you get stuff like this where you can have like a little bubble pop type game in your RPG Maker project. So yeah, it's good times indeed. Anyway, yeah. Let's see here. So what have I missed? Makes sense. So it depends on the kind of puzzle you want. Yes, 100%. And that's where and that's where it's kind of like, so then all the other puzzles though are 100% just evented, right? So I've got actually I haven't even enabled these ones here. I need to re-enable those. But yeah, so these events right here are what are currently the current puzzles in the game. So yeah, so you got puzzle 1, you got puzzle 2, puzzle 3, and puzzle 4. But then I have other puzzles, which are these ones right here. So then you got 3 more puzzles in here specifically that I need to then re-put in the game. Actually, no, there must be more. Yeah, so we got a hot and cold slider, we've got the power maintainer, we've got the spinning glyphs, and then we've got the memo rune. Yeah. Oh my gosh, every time I think like we're getting really close, then I'm always like, wait, nope, we've got a lot more to go. Dang it. Oh well. Gooblers, good old gooblers. Moon, must be nice to know what your own code does. Sometimes though, I go back and look at it, I'm like, what the freak is going on here? Flashbang! I'm sorry. I did turn on dark mode for Notepad++. I can't see how you can do it with eventing. It would be a lot of work. I got some of the way there, and then I just couldn't keep going, so yeah. I was locked in and got flashbanged. I'm sorry, Tanuki, I'm sorry. LMFAO, that could not have been a more perfect Sumrat dev sound. It really did work out perfectly. I'm laughing whenever I see my emote appear, LMFAO. It's so good, so good. Thank you, Scoiled. Let's see here, over on YouTube, let's see, hostile to humans, meaning while you have other perk cards available, classes would have their own unique class perk that upgrades over the course of the run. Oh, I see. So, okay. So you mean, so then the further you get, the better that perk would become. Oh, I really like that one. Would avoid making a unique skill tree for every class. Okay, gotcha. Can't use healing items, doubles the chance of gaining debuffs in an enemy's skills. What the?
Sometimes you gotta know when to throw in the towel. Not always.
True.
Sometimes you just gotta keep trying. But sometimes it's okay to throw in the towel.
That is true. And that's where it's like, I was going to throw in the towel with the whole like matching mini game, and then I was like, if I just write a plugin, it'll just work so much better. And then I had to Google so much stuff to figure out how to make it work. Let's see here. Up to Dazu. Okay, nice. No way, Candy Crush. Yeah, I was debating not including it in the game just because I knew that some people would be like, oh, why is this in here? But I'm hoping it'll be enough different from Candy Crush that no one's gonna be like, oh, it's just Candy Crush. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's see here. But then also, there is another minigame. There is another minigame that is in this, that is, I guess, technically kind of... I mean, it is also fully evented as well, but hopefully it should be slightly different. It's like, it's a mix of Oblivion lockpicking Here we go. So yeah, so when you find these chests, if you have a key, you can use the key to be able to open the chest. But if you want to, you can also pick the lock of the chest. So if you pick the lock, it's again, like I said, it's a mix of Oblivion lock picking with oh my gosh, what's that other game? I cannot think of it. Anyway, yeah. So basically, the idea though is you set a combination, and then you check the combination, and then if it's orange, that means it's in the wrong spot, and then if it's green, that means it's in the right spot. Mastermind, that's what it's called. So eventually, I do want to make the difficulty a little bit harder, where there will be, I'm kind of thinking overlapping numbers, and so there could be for the potential of there not being a number. Wordle is also, yeah, Wordle, Mastermind. It's kind of like a mix of the Wordle and Mastermind, and then mixed with the Oblivion lockpicking is kind of where we're going with that. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the rough idea. Right now we have like the easy mode done and going, and then I want to make more difficult chests where eventually there could be, because as of right now there is no repeat number, and so there will always be a 1, 2, 3, 4 in some kind of combination. So it's usually pretty easy to guess what this is going to be. So it's like, yeah, that's going to be a 3 and that's going to be a 4. So whoops. So yeah, usually pretty easy to guess that thing, but I do want to make a harder difficulty where there can be duplicate numbers, and so sometimes instead of just having orange and green, it could be red, orange, and green kind of a thing. So yeah, so eventually we'll get that going in there as well. So anywho, yeah, so there's also that was also fully evented. And sometimes throwing in the towel doesn't mean giving up completely. True. I like this one. Wordle. Exactly. Yeah. Candy Crush, that means a Clash of Clans minigame is next. But it's an indie JRPG. That means there must be a farming minigame, therefore a Farmville minigame next. Maybe. My beefer is getting cold. Oh yeah, that's right. We do need to make sure we get that written down. Let's come over here. So yeah, so we got the Feather of Healing as well. So all that should be in here and good to go. So the last one though. Friendly reminder, Candy Crush didn't invent the concept of match 3 game. That is true. Candy Crush did not invent it. Not at all. Not even close, actually. Lockpicking is totally goated, in my opinion. I appreciate that. Thank you. I did work hard to make sure that it felt fun to play, so hopefully it will be fun to play. Hopefully. Oh my gosh, that last sip of Mountain Dew really went down the wrong tube. And maybe I shouldn't be chugging Mountain Dew at 11 o'clock at night, but here we are. Okay, all right. Okay, Servbot, let's see here. Where to go? I'm having to scroll up just a little bit to make sure that we get this right. Food poisoning, any particular... another idea, adding a secondary passive. Water is passive, all right. Perk card shows your grades in high school. Reroll the perk cards once. I'm trying to remember where it was. Don't forget the beefer sandwich. Yeah, where did it go? Find beefer. Okay, there we go. It's called beefer sandwich, which could reduce or increase the next attack that hits you by 25%. You know what I'm actually kind of thinking? So here's the thing. There is already a perk that will, or not a perk. There is an item. So yes, let's do this. Add item. Beef sandwich. So this is going to be could reduce or increase the next incoming attack 100%. Yeah. So yes, then basically, yeah, so could reduce or increase the next incoming attack by 100%. So I'm going to do 100% because we currently already have an item in the game, which is, if we come over here and we play, So we already have the item in the game where it will... That's the HP. Dang it. Of course, the one time it doesn't give me that item. There we go. So, yeah, so this one, it reduces the monster's attack by 50%, but that is for the rest of combat. So that is not just like a one-time thing. It is, yeah, it's reducing or increasing the monster's attack by 50% for the rest of combat. But if we have the beef sandwich, it could increase or decrease the next attack by 50% or by 100%. But that's just the next incoming attack. So I kind of like that because it wouldn't be a permanent thing for that combat. It could just be a one-time thing. And so I feel like doing, yeah, so basically like a double or nothing kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's what we're going to do, is kind of do like a double or nothing kind of a thing. Because this sandwich, yeah, if it is going to increase or decrease the monster's attack by 50%, yeah, I think that's going to work the best. Cool. Bet it all on beef sandwich. Exactly. Double or nothing on the beef sandwich. Cool. Oh my goodness. We just hit 100 viewers on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. Glad to see you here. I hope you're having a good time here. Some people think you shouldn't be making a roguelike in RPG Maker either, but here we are indeed. Yeah. I have had a few people tell me that making a game like this in RPG Maker is not the best way to go. But anyway, Tanuki says, whoa, I know, I'm flabbergasted, honestly, that there are so many people. So, yeah, friggin', look at that. Look at that right there. Current viewers, 100. That is crazy. It has been a very long time since we've had this many people watching at the same time. So, yeah, if you're here over on YouTube, first of all, welcome. I'm glad to see you here. And, yeah, hopefully you're enjoying your stay. It's very bizarre, because usually this trend line does not go up like that for the viewers. It's very crazy indeed. So anyway, yeah, good times. Again, my hypothesis is that there's something going on with YouTube's algorithm, because this happened about a year ago. About a year ago, I had this happen for like a week or two, where just all of a sudden there would be like, I'd have like, you know, the default 5 to 10 people watching at the beginning, and then just as the stream went on, and there we go, 104, and then just as the stream goes on, more and more people show up, but there's not necessarily more chatters. And so I think what it is, here's my hypothesis. My hypothesis is that there's the algorithm is sending people here with auto playing videos. So people are watching videos on YouTube, their video ends, their live stream ends, whatever it may be, and then it auto plays another video, and just somehow I'm lucky enough to have my videos be that part in the algorithm where it's then sending people here, and so people aren't necessarily paying attention, so their videos are just so their YouTube is just auto playing here. I don't know. That's my guess. That's my assumption. So I guess if you are a live viewer and you're here, comment. What? I know. That was the perfect sound. I love how random they are and how specific they can be and how well they can work in some situations. Anyway, yeah, so if you're over on YouTube and you're watching this, comment remote, and we'll see how many people are watching and listening. And like, yes, and like and subscribe. I guess that's also what you should do if you're over on YouTube. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I forget about that. Anyway, and yet you're doing it anyways. Yeah, it's true. Squad says, OMG. Have these said people seen the 3D game someone is making in RPG Maker? Very possible. Excuse me? Yeah, no, it is crazy. If this is the game that I'm thinking of, this thing is absolutely nuts and wild. I hate ads so much. I hate ads. They're the worst. Get out of here. Yep, here it is. Yeah, this thing is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I'm like, how? How? It is incredible what they are doing with this thing right here. I'm like, if you are this skilled, why are you using RPG Maker? Why? Like, they're using MZ to make something like this. I'm just like, how? How and why? Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It makes me wish that I was better. But oh well. It's also the same people that tell me not to have 2D characters in Unreal Engine, but I do what I want. Exactly. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. If anything, Tetris invented the match 3 genre. True. True. Do not boss me. You can't make me stop making games. Every one of my messages is a cryptogram. Sorry. You don't have to apologize for that. Not even close. It's this one, yeah. I remember there is always a Chinese guy that does things better. It's true. It's true. As cool as I think I am, there's always someone better out there. Bet it all on beef sandwich. 100 viewers. Woohoo! And Surfbot Spy says, well, I'm glad I was able to throw some of my gray matter your way to help with your game, even if it's just to be processed into a beef sandwich. I'm glad you did too. I'm glad you did too. Yeah. Why is he using RPG Maker? Because he can. Exactly. Because I can. Because technically you can make a game like this in RPG Maker. Maybe not exactly recommended, but you absolutely can. You absolutely can, and it's a good time, all right? I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. I'm having goo. I'm having goo. I don't allow enough characters to say I'm having a good time. But, oh well. That goes for the 3D guy, too. Exactly. Exactly. Whoa, that is a weird layout for this one right here. It's like broken into 2 different sections with 1 connecting hallway. It's kind of a cool layout. Kind of fun, kind of interesting. Anywho, okay, cool. Wow, I feel like I have been so... I feel like I've been so distracted. I am so sorry. Gonna go lurk now. See ya. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Especially thank you for the lurk. I do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon. And hopefully we can get your stuff added to the game. Speaking of which, let me come in here. Add item, beef sandwich. Could increase or decrease the next incoming attack 100%. Yes.
Oh my.
Oh my indeed. Oh my indeed. Okay, cool. Well, let's see if we can, what is it? Okay, so 11:16. I bet we could do this. Yeah, we can do this. Let's do this. Let's say we actually are going to do something tonight. Shall we? Let's actually do something tonight. Images, pictures. Let's come over here to the perk cards. So here's all the perk cards we have currently. Speaking of, I'll hold you to that and join your YouTube for updates. 100%. Absolutely. You can hold me to it. There's such a thing as doing something just to see if you can. True. Subscribe, I mean. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Like and subscribe. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So when does this loop? So we got the rip on the left, rip on the bottom. Lift on the rip on the left, rip on the bottom. So it loops right there on perk card 8.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
But it's true. It's true, some random. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it loops. Okay, cool. So let's just pull this guy in over here. Just gonna throw that in right there. Just gonna resize you down to 25%. Cool beans. Okay, so this was going to be called Tillo's Blue Candle. Let's just do a little bit of this, and this is going to be Tillo's Blue Candle. Then you're going to be that color right there. You're going to be, we're going to turn off strong. We're going to set you to be from impact. You are going to be TOV 2 regular, and then 8. And whoa. Is it not 8? 5? What is happening here? Oh. Okay, that would do it. But why? Oh, I said it's 9. There we go. That's better. Okay, then you should be set to 8. There we go. Okay. And then let's do a little bit of this. Let's select you. And then we need to select, modify, expand by 1 pixel. And then we're going to fill in with this color here. Yes. Cool. Oh, wait. Oh! Whoops. That's my bad. We need to do this. It needs to be Tillo's blue candle. Candle. There we go. I completely forgot that I wasn't doing full capitalization anymore. I'm drawing animation, and you know what? It might be the best one I've made this month. I'm glad that you add that clarifying statement that it was for this month. That is awesome. What kind of animation are you drawing right now? Is it for anyone or anything specific, or is it just kind of a, just to kind of have fun with it? Okay, so then with that, then we can select, modify, expand, 1 pixel, and then fill that in. There we go. Okay, Tillo's blue candle. That's what we want to see. There we go. Now we can come over here. We can grab that. We can increase you up to like, I don't know, 12. Fill all of that in. Cover it all up. There we go. Tillo's blue candle. Nice. My older videos on YouTube have been seriously popping off recently, which I think has caused this random influx of subscribers. I think the algorithm is drunk, honestly. Honestly, you cannot predict the algorithm. You cannot predict it at all. It does some crazy things, and sometimes in the favor of the creator, and sometimes not so much, which can kind of suck when that's the case. But honestly, it's fun when it does work out. Commission thingy. Ooh, nice, nice. I need to keep it secret. No worries at all. You do not need to talk about it. Totally understandable if you get to keep it secret. Yeah, I wish the algorithm was a little bit more predictable, a little bit easier to manage, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Okay, so 22 pixels is the size of the icons. So let's just do this. Okay. So we need the candle to be within here. So let's come over here. All right. Oh, let's see here. What color should we make the candle wax? Let's make the little holder first. Let's do something like a little bit of let's see if I can just draw a little candle holder from memory, you know? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of have it come up a little bit like this. And then we'll just grab maybe something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then let's grab some blue. So we want this to be in the shape of a drop. I almost feel like I need to offset this just a little bit. Now it's almost kind of looking like it's just an actual blue flame. But oh well, it should be all right. Yeah. Let's do that. Something like that. Let's go one darker than that. Then we go one lighter. Okay, so let's bring that in just a little bit. I'm actually going to make this slightly smaller. And then maybe if we do add just like a little holder here, yeah? Yeah, I think that should work out pretty well. Celix says, ooh, fancy highlighted purple message. I know, right? It's beautiful stuff. Doesn't mean it's not drunk. Uh-oh, drawing from memory without reference is playing a very dangerous game. I would, like, normally I would say so, but I'm not gonna lie. This is actually turning out a little bit better than I was kind of expecting. It's definitely not the best thing I've ever drawn, but I'm actually kind of feeling okay with it so far. Unless we feel like it's not looking okay, then maybe I should not do this from memory. I also can't remember exactly. Okay, so I am using that color. So let's see if we can do some of this stuff. So yeah, so you are just a normal gray, right? Yeah. Sumrandev says, greetings, mortal. Hello, Sumrandev. Welcome. Glad to see you here at a very, very late hour for you. Why are you awake? You should be sleeping right now. I have been here the whole time, I swear. Sure you have been, sure.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
See, Scoiled is calling you out. Scoiled does not necessarily agree with that. No, they were sleeping already. I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. Probably sleeping too. Yeah. Sleep is a very good thing to get and have. What the?
Dazu just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Dazu, that is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. Yeah, beautiful,
Emma
beautiful
says,
stuff.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, Sumrandev.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, Sumrandev. In the morning, you can live life again. Dazu, absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. You are now at a 10x in the credits. Do you know what that means, Dazu? Do you know what that means? That means that you are going above Sumrandev right there. Right there. Look at that. 10x above Sumrandev. Moonwood, I don't think Drin is even a word. Yeah, probably not. Well, you know what? I'm tired, all right? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, no, I just got up. Stop! LMFAO. Cern's voice doesn't agree with Cern. What a betrayal. What a betrayal, indeed. I'm looking it up. I made 10K just in time. That's true. Just in time. You did get it. You did get it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Dazu. Again. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. Again, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I literally just tried to save the webpage. I need to click save. There we go. Fantastic stuff. You are now 10x. Not bad. Not bad at all. Lazarla, hello, welcome, glad to see you here. I have to take a break now. The yarn has friction carved a divot into my finger. Oh my gosh, that's not good, Lazarla. That is not good at all. Well, I'm glad you can take a break, and hopefully your finger will recover. Apparently, Drin is the German word for inside till. Wait, what? What are we talking about? What do you mean, Drin? What's Drin? Did I say Drin? Did I type Drin? What's Drin? Is Drin over here? Wait, what? When did I say Drin? When did I say Drin? You said Drin when you meant drawn. Oh. I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant to say Drin. Look what we have Drin. It is drinning well. But thank you for the reminder. And Sumrandev in here with the 90 stream streak. Oh my goodness, Sumrandev, that is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations on being here, and thank you so much for watching for 90 streams in a row. That is wild. That is absolutely fantastic and wild. Thank you so much for streaking here in the stream for 90 streams in a row. Remember, everybody, if you're streaking anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you. Boo! What, 90? I know 90 is wild. That is absolutely wild. I have a problem. You do have a problem. You've got a mooning problem. You got to get that problem under wraps. It looks cool, but the candle isn't blue. Were you meaning you wanted the actual candle blue? Because I thought you were meaning you wanted the flame to be blue. Because I thought you were meaning it was like an actual candle, but then with a blue flame. I have a problem. Moonwood addiction. But we could make the candle blue as well. We absolutely can do that. I just figured a blue flame would stand out more.
Basil a 980 polymorph moon man into a chicken.
Hello, I'm a chicken. Buck, 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 buckity, buck, buck, buck. The blue flame is hotter than a red flame. That is true. I guess blue flames are a thing actually already. So that's a great point. But yeah, if you were meaning, because here's what I was kind of thinking. Here's how I was envisioning it in my head, is because it's Tillo's blue candle emits a humid blue fog that damages enemies weak to hydro. So I was kind of assuming that it was like, in my head I was imagining a blue flame on a normal looking candle. But if that's not what you were thinking, let me know and I can do something different, Tillo. I can 100% do something different. Not a bad thing to be addicted to. Ink, I appreciate that. Yeah, come on, some random. You should be happy that you were addicted to me. It's a good thing to be addicted to. Okay, all right. So now I'm trying to figure out what we want to do here for the actual thing itself, the holder. What?
Go into the inkwell cheered 5 bits. Expenses.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ink. I do appreciate that. Thank you. But of course, Nick, of course you're the one that's pointing out that blue flames are hotter than red flames. You and your chemistry. Let's see here. Trying to figure out how we're going to add stuff. Both can be blue. I guess that's fair. Just trying to figure out how we're going to have it kind of stick out, though. So the candle itself is blue. Trying to think of like how we're going to have it kind of stand out from the candle, you know?
Go into the inkwell cheered 5 bits. Does this count as patronage?
It 100% does. It 100% does, and I appreciate it. Blue candle with a sea gray blue flame. Well, so here's kind of the problem. I mean, it's a problem. It's a self-inflicted problem, but it's a problem. So this is the color palette that I'm sticking to. So if there's a specific color on here that you would prefer to have the flame be, and then a specific color on here that you want the candle to be, that's probably gonna be the best way to get it to stand out, is to have two different, because either freaking hairs, because either we have to be at like extreme ends of the color spectrums, so like we would have to, like, you know, basically make the make the candle this.
What the? Cheered 5 bits. Arguably highly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic depending on the setting. Not specifically this, but in general.
That is a great point. That is a really great point, actually. Yeah, it's kind of crazy stuff if you think about it. Especially, yeah, like the super advanced technology stuff. Kind of crazy stuff. See, 13 Degree says, if you want the candle to also be blue, you can use the brightest color or white to wash it out where it casts onto the candle. That is an absolutely fantastic point, and I like that you and I are on the same wavelength for this, where, yeah, it's like basically, we would basically need to have it be like complete opposite ends of this color. So if we were to keep this color...
Go into the inkwell.
Why did that cut out?
Go into the inkwell cheered 5 bits. Color theory. Yay.
Good old color theory. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, 100% down for that. Also, I see your first time chatter, so welcome, welcome 13 degrees. I appreciate you being here, so thank you, thank you. That cool gray above the white is a bit blue, maybe with another color. That is, let's see, yeah. It's that cool gray above the white. I mean, in this one right here, we could potentially use that. And we could even maybe use this for the candle itself.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits.
Pee poo poo.
I have also learned that hand-drawn graphics that aren't pixel art are technically possible in RPG Maker.
Wait, what do you mean? The hand-drawn graphics that aren't pixel art are technically possible in RPG Maker. Well, I mean, yeah, true. That is true. They're just a lot more difficult to create, I feel like. Yeah, we could do something more like this. That just kind of looks like it's, yeah, that doesn't look good. Yeah, trying to figure this one out. Let's see here. Maybe. You can use parallax backgrounds for it. It's what I'm gonna end up doing. Yeah. Username looks familiar. Have I seen you somewhere? I guess I just never thought about it.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. I guess I never thought about it because I've never seen anyone do it. Doesn't mean it's not possible, though.
True. Yeah, I heard a story that CERN accidentally made gold in Alice experiment where they wanted to create Big Bang conditions. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Do you hang around Pokemon or other game dev streams? Both actually, although I'm thinking it was a Pokemon trading card game stream, maybe Zarla? Potentially. Let's see, Tilla says, oh damn, I was 3 minutes behind. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tillo. I'm sorry. Well then, yes, now that you're caught up, let me know if one of these colors you feel like would work better for the whole candle thing. So we could even do, I mean, this one's a little bit more, I guess this one kind of goes a little bit darker blue, right? It's still kind of green-ish, but like, maybe.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. Actually, a video on the history of the Match 3 video game would be fascinating.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean the Match 3? I see what you're meaning now. Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely do that. It's the only problem with dealing with such small icons is it's like trying to get like the details just right. You're like, maybe this will work, and then you like try it and you're like, oh, never mind, that doesn't work. Then you try something else and you're like, oh, nope, that doesn't work.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits.
Maybe something like that.
I'm talking about Match 3 games in general, Moon lol.
Oh, I thought you were meaning the plugin that I made. I see now. Oh, a history of the Match 3. I see what you're talking about now. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Sometimes I forget all the streams I stop in, to be honest, but always feel free to say hi when you do see me. Oh, no. LOL. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like these are probably good colors that work pretty well together. So now I just kind of need to decide like how I'm going to do the actual like look here. But I think that's decent. I think it's decent. Now to figure out what I'm going to do here for like the little holder thing. So there's a couple different ways we could go with it. We could either go smaller. Maybe kind of go out like this. Something like that, maybe? And then if we fill... So that's like that. And if we go here...
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. Apparently there are newspaper archival sites that go all the way back to the 1920s. Source, research by me during the process of working on my upcoming video.
That is super cool, though. It's kind of crazy, like, to think what we can currently just, like, go back and, like, look at. Just because it's, like, archived and we just have it. Kind of nuts. Kind of crazy stuff. Like, I'm kind of wanting to do some kind of design in this, you know?
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. It's also kinda crazy the amount of stuff we don't have.
True. There is a lot that has just been, like, lost to time, and that is very sad to think about. Stuff that just was never saved. People didn't think it would be important, and just, yeah, it's just gone now. Yeah, I think the handle is gonna have to go... Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do that. If they want to recreate Big Bang conditions, they just need to put me and Moon in the same room. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Sacrifices need to be made for science. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's true. It's true. We could recreate that which happened millions of years ago.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. Oh, don't even get me started. Some silent films were deliberately destroyed or not taken care of or just were destroyed in fires.
Jeez.
It makes me so sad.
That is very sad. The fact that that would happen. I feel like that's probably going to be decent enough for now. And then basically... Yeah, I might add a little bit more detail to, like, this little holder thing. I keep calling it a holder because I can't think of what it would be called. But yeah, basically something like that. I think it looks alright, yeah.
Inkwell cheered 5 bits. I can and will rant about this. One day, but not today, Lamau.
One day. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that. No, yeah, that looks great. Thanks, bud. Beautiful. I appreciate that, Tilla. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's, I wouldn't say that designing icons is my strongest suit, my strongest ability, but, you know. I'm not, nope. We're just gonna leave it as is. We're leaving it as is. Okay, everybody, let's merge that down. And then let's merge, actually, we should just be able to merge all of the layers now, yeah? Yeah, I think so. You know something else we could potentially do? Because there is one other card that has a unique design. So something else we could potentially do.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. You can always go back to it at another time.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not like I can't just open up the image and just be like, oh, let's make a couple changes here and there, and then it would just be updated. So, but something we could look into potentially doing. So I do have other card, like, I think it's really just one other card at this point in time that has, like, a different card design.
Cheered 5 bits. Make it exist first, then make it good.
Exactly. Yeah, we could do something about, like, doing a different color for the card as well. So it's not just a gray card.
For the follow. 13_degrees.
13 degrees, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Also, welcome. Glad to see you here. And now AI firms are destroying books. Typical. I feel like I've missed so many chat messages. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just make sure. Possible competitive player to hang her out there. Fair enough. But Moon has a wife. That's true. I do. but I think she'd be all right with it.
Go into the inkwell, cheered 5 bits. Rant.
Let's see. Okay, what else have I missed? Fair enough. Actually, video history. Okay, about match 3s in general. Sometimes I forget all the streams I stop in, to be honest. We'll be able to look around. Anyone here seen Huronia? I don't think so. Awesome sprite. I love light emitting artwork. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sacrifices need to be made for science. Let's see. You have a sacrificial dagger. I bet they do. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're getting caught up. As they say, the more we learn, the less we know. True. That's why we know about the Greek pantheon compared. Wait. That's why we know about the Greek pantheon compared to other mythologies, because they wrote so much more down. And now AI firms are destroying books. Canon will rant about this all day. Let's see. Make it exist. Just looked it up. It's called a chamber stick. Okay, all right. Well, there we go. The chamber stick. I figured I'd follow now because I am about to get back into what?
The inkwell, cheered 5 bits. Did you know that Nintendo started out as a card game company?
I did know that. Yeah, back in like the 1800s too, which is kind of crazy. They were a playing card company. I figured I would follow now because I'm about to get back into this art, and after that, I will probably be locked in. That's fair. That's totally fair. Well, I do appreciate the follow. I appreciate you being here, and hopefully we'll see you in a future stream as we hopefully make a little bit more progress. I hope I can meet Surd this year. I am going to steal and consume their coding skills. That'll be perfect. Oh, that will be perfect. That will be absolutely perfect. Okay, cool. Should be caught up there. I think I'm caught up over on YouTube as well. Awesome. Okay, for now, we're just going to call that good, though. What is what some random dev has said. I'm pretty sure that is what some random dev would have said if we could hear what they were saying. Yeah. W hat? Yeah, W hat. That is a W hat. Okay, let's resize this up 400%. There we go. And then we're going to save this as a perk card. 16. What? And then over here, let's do perk cards to spell books. Here we go. All right. And you're going to be 1 through 13. Oh, wait. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's my bad. You need to be perk card 14. And then Axel's Daggers of Damage, which we need to rebrand to something else, is going to be 15. Okay, so you're now 1 through 14. You're now 1 through 14. And you're now 1 through 14. Although let's just do, you are going to be 14 through 14. So we can always have it on that first one just to test it and make sure everything's good to go. Okay, so with that, that should just like pull it up, right? What the?
Go into the inkwell, cheered 5 bits. Some English kings spent more time in France than in England.
That's kind of funny, actually.
What?
I know, right? Oh, the perfect sound. What? There we go, Tillo's blue candle. We still need to actually add the things, but the timing, I know. I don't know what it is with the some rand dev quips, but they are always like so perfect, the ones that it picks. It's great. They also made Love Hotel. Wait, what'd I miss? Oh, okay, Nintendo also made Love Hotels. Okay. What? Yeah, they did that. That's true. Konsu. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure some of those cards were naughty cards too. Probably. They have such a wild history. Okay, cool. So there's that. There is that. Happy days there. Now let's come over to here to common events, and we have got...
Go into the inkwell, cheered 5 bits. Truth is always stranger than fiction.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Lazarla, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got the perk tooltips. So if we come down here, we should be able to say on number 14. So if you're equal to 14, then we're going to say this is going to be... Let's come over to here. This is going to be Tillo's blue candle. set the name to be this candle emits a humid blue fog that damages enemies weak to pyro, but heals enemies resistant.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. The first video ever uploaded to YouTube is still on the site.
Why cannot I think? The correct spelling is resistant. Okay. Resistant. There we go. Whew, that was embarrassing. I'm kind of feeling down about my lack of productivity. I missed the Game Jam deadline. The Game Jam deadline, and I have no new ideas for projects. I've been spending most of my time yapping. TripAdvisor, I am very sorry to hear about that. Yeah, it's yeah, dealing with lacks of motivation can be really rough. And like I know that I've kind of talked about this before, right? So there's two different things that kind of need to go hand in hand. I mostly talk about this in terms of like content creation and like stuff like that, but it can also be applied to being creative as well. Like obviously if you're not set to like deadlines or something like that, like just like for the Game Jam, it would have been important, but for like other things, just like being creative in general, this isn't as applicable, but it still can be applicable. So basically, so you have your motivation, but then the motivation does not last forever, right? As I'm sure you're feeling right now. Yeah, motivation does not last forever, and that's where you will then need to pair it with determination. And I feel like those two things go hand in hand and are very key to each other to be able to carry you forward in creative projects and things like that. So, because like here's the thing, like you will feel motivation when you have a new idea, when maybe you're like watching someone else do some kind of creative project and you're like, hey, I want to do that too, and stuff like that. And so that's where like the motivation is going to be the strongest, and that's going to carry you the fastest. But again, it's a candle, it's a flame in the wind, right? And it's only going to last for so long, and that's where the determination comes in. But determination, again, I know is not always going to be there as well, but I feel like it's slightly easier to get back than the motivation. So if you are not feeling motivated, if you are not feeling determined right now, do not worry about that. Determination and motivation, they come and go. It happens to everybody. It happens to me. It happens to some randev. It happens to Scoil. It happens to Ink. It happens to everybody. So do not ever feel like because you're not feeling motivated or determined right now, just take this time. Take this time to relax, recoup, to recover, and then get back to the point where you feel like you'll be able to jump back in. Because here's the thing. You'll probably feel the motivation come back sooner than the determination, but hopefully the determination will last a bit longer than the motivation. So, yeah.
Go into the Inkwell cheered 5 bits. It's okay to take a break with other projects too.
Exactly. So yeah, so take this time, recoup, recover, whatever it needs to be, and do not feel down on yourself. That is actually something I had to like kind of re-teach myself after the first year of streaming and doing all of this stuff that I've been doing since 2024. I felt like if I was doing anything that wasn't creating videos or games or something for a game or something like that, I felt like I was wasting my time, and I burnt myself out so badly. And like, sure, I got a decent amount of stuff done, but like I felt like I never had free time. I never had time to relax and recover. And so making sure that when you're having these like down times, especially with the motivation, determination, stuff like that, making sure that you are actually resting and recovering and not getting down on yourself and being like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not doing, like, why am I not working on this creative project? Why am I not making progress on this thing? Do not worry about it. Do not feel like you're just because you're not making progress that things are going backwards. They're not. You're taking a pause, you're waiting, you're resting, you're recovering, you're relaxing, whatever it may be. And then when that motivation comes back, and whether that's in the form of some new idea for the project you're working on, some new project, whatever it may be, take that motivation, embrace that motivation, and then use it to then build up that determination so that eventually when that motivation runs dry, you feel more determined to be like, I am going to get through this project one way or the other. But again, for now, do not get down on yourself. Do not be hard on yourself. Just say, I'm resting, I'm relaxing, and eventually you will get back into it. I promise. It is going to happen. It could be a couple days. It could be a couple weeks. It could even be a couple months. It could even be long. It could be a year. Like, I know extremely successful, very happy people who they went a year or two where they did not make a progress on the thing they were working on. They did not make any progress on the thing they were working on. And it's just because they weren't feeling it. And chances are, if they tried to push themselves through that rut, who knows what they would have made. It could have been good. More likely than not, it probably wouldn't have been as good as it should have been because they were just like pushing through the rut. And while sometimes that can be a good thing, if it's not something that you are set to a strict deadline, like if it's something for work, or like if you are, taking part into a game jam or something like that, if it's not something where you have a hard set deadline, don't feel like you're wasting time. Don't feel like you're sliding backwards, because you're not. You're stopping where you are, you're taking a break, you're pausing, and then you will continue on. So please do not feel like things are going to be bad because you are stopping and taking a break and stuff like that. So I hope that was helpful. I hope, fingers crossed. I know that my brain is very tired right now, and so I'm hoping that made sense. I hope that will be helpful for you. Let's see. What engine are you using for this? Yeah, so this is RPG Maker MV. Using RPG Maker. Oh, well, there we go. Thank you, Ink. Oh, that's sick. I got MZ. Haven't jumped in yet. Getting story down first, since my first game is a detective story. Ooh, a detective story. That would be awesome. Yeah, MZ. I absolutely love MZ. If I hadn't started this project for about a year before I got MZ, I guess it was like 6 months, and then I got MZ. I probably would be an MZ right now making this, but I got it later, and so I'm like, I'm just going to finish this in MV, and then I'm going to switch over to MZ. I have MZ2. I want to make a dinosaur horror game. Oh, that sounds sick. I want to play that. Moon plays Undertale once. One of these days. Actually, do you know what? Funny enough, I have actually never played Undertale, so it would be a new experience for me. When I make it, I'll let you know. Not if, when. Exactly. Let's see. Thank you. Imagine having enough motivation and determination to finish a game. Couldn't be me. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you one day, some randev. I have motivation and determination. I love that, Scold. I love it. If I can truly lock in, I might be able to finish my game in just 1 month. Oh my goodness, Scold, that would be absolutely fantastic. What do we have? Motivation, determination, but lack of skills. You've got the skill, Link. You've got the skill. Trust me, you do. Fun fact, there was a study that showed creatives should have 3 projects at the same time to rotate through because it lessens the chance of burnout and less loss of motivation. Oh. That's actually... I'm going to use that. I keep envisioning a project involving nodes and networks. No clue why. I am just drawn to it aesthetically and conceptually, but all my ideas are too vague to fully realize. I mean, because here's the thing, Drip Advisor. If that is what you're wanting to create, don't feel like just because you start a project and you cannot finish that project in that go, that it's a failed project or a failed idea in any way, shape, or form. I need to go through and gather all of the different attempts that I made that I made to try and make the game that I'm trying to make right now. I probably started and stopped, I don't know, 1 to 2-ish dozen projects that were along the lines of what I was wanting to make here. It was literally over the course of about 5 years and dozens of projects that I started and stopped, and I was just like, I just could not get it quite right. Until eventually, finally, after literal years of starting, stopping, I got finally the right combination to where I'm like, this is the one, this is what's actually going to make it across the finish line. So, if you've started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped, and maybe you've started again and you're like, is this actually the one, but it doesn't feel like it is, do not worry about it. I promise it's going to happen. If you keep at it. Now, I'm not saying just keep going, but I'm meaning put it on the back burner. Take a break, take a rest, stop where you are, and then start back up again eventually. Whether it's in a couple days, weeks, months, years, whatever it needs to be, to where you're like, ooh, what if I try this instead? And then try that thing. And if it works, great. If not, go, nope, it didn't work. But then keep it on the back burner. Because eventually you might be like, you know what? Actually, that would work if I paired it with this other thing over here. And then if I did it this way, then it's going to be good to go. So just keep in mind, it will take time. It is going to take time. This is taking time. And I'm not just meaning the amount of time that I've been working on it, which has been about 1.5 years now, but the years and years before that of like trying to find just the right, formula of like, oh, what if I try this? Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, what if I try this? No, that doesn't work. Like it's frustrating. It is very frustrating, but I promise it all pays off eventually. I should make motivation video. You should, Squad. You absolutely should make a motivational video. Made a good bit of sense. Okay, good. I have music and coding. Been messing around with vector graphics recently. Very nice. I thought of making a library of Stardew Valley clones on MZ, but I wonder how many people would be interested in that. I can see some people being interested in that. Yeah. Cozy games are a huge market. It's true. I've kind of thought about maybe actually looking at making a cozy game. Maybe that'll be one of the 3 games that I have in the rotation of things I'm making. I have my game, an art collection, and a music album I'm working on between commissions. So there you go. You got a few projects to go between. I learned a lot from a game like Jam 10. Ooh, nice. Voxels and all that. Oh yeah, what did you think of the sigil I dropped in art? It looked so cool. It actually is kind of inspiring me. I've actually got some ideas going in my head to use some of its design in a puzzle for this game. So you will probably recognize it if I ever get it implemented. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You may see something that looks similar to the sigil in the game for a puzzle. So also, you need to keep reading books, playing games, watching movies, taking hikes, playing sports to keep your mind fresh and to help more ideas. Moving around and doing some physical activities really keeps your brain healthy. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. And don't, the most important thing is, don't, just because you stop working on a creative project does not mean you should stop thinking about creative projects. Like, keep thinking about them, keep looking at things in like with a creative eye. Because you really don't know what's gonna eventually pop up where you're like, ooh, that is a perfect combination right there. I should join the Discord and drop some hearts. You absolutely 100% should. Absolutely, yeah, definitely. All right, I am going to prepare rice for dinner. I think I'm gonna miss end of stream. Am I? Potentially. I'm actually kind of getting a bit of a headache, so I think I might probably be ending here. I know that we are very close. I think I'm gonna finish the tooltips here, and then we're probably gonna end. I've been lifting lately. Oh, nice, TripAdvisor, nice. Yeah, and honestly, like, physical activities, very helpful as well. Okay, so the candle emits a humid blue fog that damages enemies weak to hydro, but also heals enemies resistant to hydro. Oh my gosh, I still can't spell. Hydro, there we go. Now, probably somewhere right around weak. /N. There we go. Art posted. Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. Okay. I think I just have, damages 5% enemy health every turn to necro monsters. And then heals 5% health every turn to geo monsters. Cool. So that should be the tooltips. So we go play game, file 1, start game. We should have Tillo's blue candle, which is then the candle emits a humid blue fog that damages enemies weak to hydro, but heals enemies resistant to hydro. So damages 5% health every turn to necro monsters, heals 5% health every turn to geo monsters. I like it. So now at this point, I still need to get the icon created, and then I need to get the actual functionality there. So, yeah. Okay, rest well, Moon Man. I appreciate that squad. Thank you. I try to do at least 3 sets of 10 reps daily. 5 to 10 sets per day is ideal. Oh, that is way better than what I do. Mainly do dumbbell curls. Art posted. Some people close to me have said the sigil could go well on a shirt.
My.
It really could. Indeed. Oh my. It really could. It really could. Let's see here. Also, don't watch stuff just for learning. Watch stuff you enjoy. True. I love dumbbells. Right now, I'm using 40-pound dumbbells. Oh my gosh. I need to work up to that. I need to work up to something like 40 pounds. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I think that's probably all the progress we're going to make because, yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired and I think I've got a migraine coming on, which is not ideal. So I'm going to go pop some pills and then probably go get some sleep because, yeah, my brain is just about there. All right, everybody. Well, I do appreciate y'all for being here, for hanging out. For all the new people here, I do appreciate you being here. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. And yeah, so we're going to continue doing this on the Sunday stream. We're going to get more progress done. I'm hoping between now and then I'm going to try and probably finish up this perk card so that Tillo's blue candle can be done and good by then. But if not, then we'll just continue where we are right now on with the perk card right here. So anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. I do appreciate y'all hanging out for chatting. It's been an absolute blast of a time. Let's see. Good night, Moon. I do appreciate that, Snooki. Thank you. Probably gonna call it night as well. Yeah, sleep is very important. All my deving is done. Hey, that is absolutely fantastic, Nuki. Very beautiful stuff. So yeah, so Tillo, I do appreciate you being here. If anybody else is over on YouTube still watching and listening, I do appreciate y'all for being here. Everybody over on Twitch, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Yeah, again, I hope y'all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evenings or days, mornings, wherever you may be in this world. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you all on the Sunday stream. So till then, good luck, take care, and yeah, never stop being creative. Goodbye.